Good afternoon, and welcome to Big Z Sports' presentation of high school baseball. Today, the New Philadelphia Quakers host the John Glenn Muskies, presented by the Kime Company, Tuscora Insurance Agency, and Right Mark Roofing. Today's game is also brought to you by your local Wendy's, Wood Electric, Dover Brake, Kemp Insurance, your local McDonald's, Dover Philly Heating and Cooling, your local Subway restaurants, Dover Philly Credit Union, and the East Central Ohio Educational Center of East Central Ohio. Now let's head to the field with Big Z Sports.
Good Saturday afternoon from the beautifully refurbished Field 1 at Tuscora Park in New Philadelphia. Welcome to Big Z and WJER's season debut coverage of New Philadelphia Quaker baseball. I'm Bill Morgan, and today the Black and Red kick off the 2026 campaign by taking on John Glenn. Coming up as the pregame show continues, I'll talk with Quaker head coach Tyler Weisel about what lies ahead for the Black and Red in 2026. And a little bit later on, during our pregame breakdown, I'll talk with Kelly Ricklick, one of the organizers of baseball now and forever, who, thanks to the community, has raised a lot of money and done some tremendous renovations to Field 1 here at Tuscora Park. That's all when the pregame show continues with Big Z and the sports voice of the Valley.
Save the date! Customer Appreciation Days are happening at Kime Home Center and Kime Mount Hope Hardware, April 13th through the 18th. Join us for a full week of celebrating you, our customers, with 10% off select items store-wide, live demos in the shop, gift card giveaways, food, and more. Visit us online at kimehome.com or follow Kime on Facebook for more details. We'll see you April 13th through the 18th for Customer Appreciation Days at Kime Home Center in Charm and Kime Mount Hope Hardware.
Every day begins with purpose. Every job begins with precision. At Right Mark Roofing, we don't just install roofs. We build trust and forge relationships. We understand that your roof is more than just materials. It's protection. It's peace of mind. That's why we use high-quality products and expert craftsmanship. With a sharp focus, our team is always ready to hit the mark. Call Right Mark Roofing. Let's build a future that stands strong.
Hi, I'm Zach Motice with the Tuscora Insurance Agency. For all your auto, home, farm, and business insurance needs, contact our team at the Tuscora Insurance Agency or stop in and see us at one of our 3 locations in downtown New Philadelphia, Sugar Creek, or in Strasburg, providing excellent service to the Tuscora Valley since 1885. Everyone here at the Tuscora Insurance Agency would like to wish all area athletes good luck this season.
Okay, get this. Now at Wendy's, you get to go biggie with new Biggie deals. That means going biggie with the $4 Biggie Bites, biggier with the $6 Biggie Bag, or biggiest with an $8 Biggie Bundle. So now you can choose and customize your Biggie deal. As you should. Sorry, I get fired up when I'm talking deals. More Biggie options so you can get more of what you really want at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
Game number 1 of the new season for the New Philadelphia Quakers as they host John Glenn today at Tuscora Park. I'm Bill Morgan, happy to be joined by Quaker 9th-year head coach Tyler Weisel. And Coach, as you go into season number 9, what are the biggest differences in terms of your team than maybe back to number 1, which doesn't kind of at this?
Yeah, Bill, thanks for being here. It's talk to coaches often, and I was talking to Coach Johnson here, football coach at New Philly, and we were talking about just kind of when we started and where we are now. And I think that I have a better system now. I have a better idea of what works and what doesn't work. I have a better system of introducing defensive stuff, introducing the big picture items for the team defense. I honestly think it comes down to that. It comes down to system. I've always kind of felt like that I'm a pretty good reader of kids and people likewise, so I can read what they how they feel about something if they're not grasping it. So I think it's the system, and just, quite frankly, it's patience. I got a little more patience now.
Now that you have a kid of your own.
Now that I have a baby, and I got a little more patience. My players like to say that ever since I got married, had a baby, I'm a little on the softer side, but if that's what it took, I'm here for it.
Coach, talk to us about your team. Maybe some of the key players returning from a year ago, and don't be afraid to drop names. That's important to everybody listening. And maybe some of the newcomers who will see significant varsity playing time.
Yeah, so we're returning a lot of guys. We lost a lot of guys last year that played a lot of innings over the last 3 years. I feel like that we're going to fill those shoes pretty good. Our big guys returning back are Owen Courtney. He'll be playing third base, number 1 on the mound. He's been a 4-year guy for us. Braylon McBride playing shortstop. He's going to be our closer during the week. He'll be another 3-4 year guy starter. Kane Oddie will be our second baseman, another same type of guy. He'll get some innings on the mound. Caleb Crullers, he's been around for a while. He's a junior. He played a lot of meaningful innings at the end of the year as his freshman year. He's looked really good. Jackson Martini, a sophomore, he was first team All OCC last year. He as a pitcher 7-0, 8.7 ERA, so that's pretty good. Jack Range will handle a lot of duties behind the plate. He's another sophomore. It's pretty neat when you can throw, in league play, throw a sophomore combination out there in the mound and feel good about it. Both those guys learned some pretty valuable lessons last year from the older guys, and they're still learning. They still have work to do. We know that. Everybody still does. Kind of a couple of newcomers, 2 newcomers in the outfield. Be senior Cam Wright. He'll play left field for us, and then starting in right field for us today will be Brooks Bezzosi, a sophomore. He's earned his keep right now, and he's had a really good camp and really good winter. So.
New Philadelphia head coach Tyler Weisel, our guest on the pregame show. They get ready to battle John Glenn coming up in about 15 minutes or so. Tyler will get back to the team momentarily, but certainly the field you're playing on, a little bit different than what was here one season ago.
Man, this place is gorgeous. Baseball Now and Forever Committee they're amazing. They're awesome. The leaders Kelly Ricklick and Tom Farbizo have been nothing but fantastic with this, and like you said, it's my 9th year and hasn't been many upgrades in the past 8. So, once we started this project and these phases, and it's awesome. It always has a great feel playing here at Tuscora Park with the Ferris wheel in right field and the park and coming down the hill and looking in the field. It's quite frankly, high school ways is second to none. And with these upgrades, we're one of the best arounds, that minus turf. So it is unbelievable.
Coach, talk to us about, you mentioned some of the players that'll be key. Where are the areas you've got to improve here early in the season as you work toward what will hopefully be an OCC title and a deep run in the postseason?
Yeah, so every year early on, pitchers always had hitters. Our hitters are catching their stride. Our last 2 scrimmages were better than our first, so that's good. We got to be better on the bases. We are very athletic and we're very fast, but we got to be a little bit better in just situational reads. The stuff that we need to continue to build on is stuff that we can't practice, stuff that I can't dummy or put a situation on the field and practice. It's stuff that we have to see in the game, and our baseball IQ is through the roof, so we're going to have the ability to make those adjustments. And the more innings we play, and the more runs we score, and the more everything that we do, we'll continue to get better.
One final wrap-up question, Coach. How does the mental approach for the game at the high school level perhaps change a little bit from already? By the way, we're recording this before the game. You've already had a change in the schedule for next week. The weather is a constant challenge. How do you get the guys ready to go? Not necessarily X's and O's of the game, but for stuff like that on what is a pretty frequent basis in the state of Ohio.
My dad's a rough framer at Bill's Houses, and he always tells me, he works outside. Hey, Dad, what's the weather gonna do tomorrow? If it's raining, I'll put a raincoat on. If it's cold, I'll put a sweatshirt on. And that's kind of been my mentality, is like, hey, if it's cold, let's wear long sleeves. If it's cold out, we're gonna have to change our game a little bit, keep the ball out of the air. But we're one day at a time. If you can ask my wife and anybody close to me, I'm about 24 hours. anything further than that, I don't know what I'm doing. We'll worry about Monday on Saturday after the game. We'll worry about Tuesday on Monday after the game. We'll be on the bus when we're supposed to. We'll be at the field when we're supposed to. We're 24 hours at a time. We got an off date coming on Sunday, so we won't cloud their thoughts there too much. And it's got to be one day at a time, because who knows? We might get 3 inches of snow tomorrow.
Coach, we appreciate that. We'll hope not for that, but best of luck today and all season long.
Hey, thanks, Bill.
New Philadelphia 9th year head coach Tyler Weisel coming up in a couple of minutes as the pregame show continues. We'll talk with Baseball Now and Forever's Kelly Ricklick about some of the tremendous changes you heard Coach talking about. That's next with Big Z and the sports voice of the Valley.
Family owned and operated for more than 50 years, Dover Brake specializes in sales and service of everything involving automotive and heavy-duty brakes, along with a vast selection of truck parts and accessories. They also offer alignment, custom U-bolt bending, industrial sandblasting, bonding, and more. And now, you can find the parts you're searching for with a complete in-store inventory updated regularly at DoverBrakeInc.com. Safely shop and pay online and have your purchase delivered, or pick it up at Dover Brake, Route 250 in Strasburg, online at DoverBrakeInc.com.
Wood Electric has been trusted with all of your electrical needs for over 30 years. They are the place to call for residential, commercial, and industrial work. Wood Electric is available 24 hours a day and ready to help with any electrical problem, outage, or installation. Wood Electric, serving Tuscarawas County and beyond since 1988. Like Wood Electric on Facebook or find them online at woodelectric.net.
What's better than a fresh, hot McDonald's Big Mac? How about a free McDonald's Big Mac? Simply download the McDonald's app and join My McDonald's Rewards, and your free Big Mac will be waiting. Looking for more freebies? After your first purchase, you'll get another free food reward. Keep earning points and watch your rewards add up. Using the app is fun and easy. Just select Earn Points before you order to get a simple code to redeem. Then watch your points turn into free food. Grab the app, then pick up your free Big Mac at your favorite area McDonald's today.
This is Diana from Dover Philly Heating and Cooling, your train comfort specialist in downtown Dover. In the chill of winter or the steamy days of summer, we're here for you 24/7 with an honest, friendly, affordable service. Right now, purchase a qualifying HVAC system and receive a free duct cleaning, the value of $850. So if you've been considering the investment of a new HVAC system, don't miss out on this opportunity. Call me, Diana, at 330-343-5511. Since 1981, your comfort is our #1 priority here at Dover Philly Heating and Cooling.
You're locked into the high school baseball pregame show with Big Z Sports and the sports voice of the Valley. Game number 1 for the New Philadelphia Quakers. First pitch probably just about 10 minutes away. Happy to be joined by Mr. Kelly Ricklick with Baseball Now and Forever. And Kelly, for folks who haven't been out to field number 1 at Tuscora Park, boy, what a tremendous positive set of changes over the last 2 years. How did all of this come together?
A group of us got together and wanted to renovate this field. We've seen that there's not been very much done to this field, so we wanted to take an initiative to get together, raise some money, and make this field a pride of New Philadelphia and a fine place for all youths to play at this facility.
Kelly, when we talk about some of the specific and individual changes, we'll get to that in a minute, but I know you wanted to say thanks certainly to all the people in the community, because many people have made contributions in different ways, money and labor and more, to make all of this happen.
You're correct about that, Bill. Yes, we've had a lot of people step up to the plate with cash donations, which is always the best because we can use that in all directions. But we also have some specialty contractors step up and want to help by giving us the labor. We purchased some materials and they've done a lot of the work. And then we had some contractors who paid for the materials and did the work. And that is what is outstanding about our community. The money is coming in at a nice steady pace, and people are getting on board with us after they're seeing where their dollars are spent. That's always a concern with anybody donating to a project of this size. Is my dollars being seen after I donate them? And I think anybody that has donated can come see how their dollars have been spent in this facility as to date.
talking about field number 1 at Tuscora Park in New Philadelphia, hosting the New Philadelphia Quakers and John Glenn today. Happy to have you along with Big Z and the sports voice of the Valley. Kelly, in a few minutes, we'll talk about people and how they can make contributions, but talk about some of the biggest changes here so far.
Okay, some of the biggest changes here was originally the scoreboard that we have. It's out in right center field. That was the first part because that helps generate with the advertising and is helping us spend our money wisely and multiplying our money by having funds come in on a regular basis on the ads. We also added a chain link vinyl fence to enclose the whole field now. The field plays as a smaller field, which is a more offensive field. The players really enjoy it, especially the guys that like to hit the ball long. So it's been a good place for them. We also added the backstop last year, was kind of controversial because it was a 5-foot wall and the old bleachers didn't accommodate too good of a site for the field. But this year we have new bleachers. They are ADA compliant bleachers. There's a capacity of 400 with 6 handicap ADA compliant seating with a ramp for easy access for all people to get to the bleachers. And then we have 2 great dugouts that the players have now really come to embrace. They are in the game now because it simulates a major league field, which has an open front on it, a bench in the back of the dugout. The players lean on the fence with padding in front of it, so they get right in the game as it's going on. Coach Weisel has also said that his team is more into the game now because they feel like whether they're on the field or supporting the players on the field, they're all part of the team and all part of the field.
Specifically today, Kelly, I think it's until about 5 o'clock, people have a way to make contributions to a silent auction project.
Yes, the silent auction is kicking off phase 2. We have now completed phase 1 of our project. We're heading into phase 2, and what we did, we contacted the baseball teams in the state. They've all donated to us. That's at npturf.com/auction. You can go there and bid on a lot of different items, tickets, autographs, photos, bats. There's numerous things that have been donated to help kick off phase 2, which is for the turf, and that is where our next money will go. It's approximately $400. We don't have the actual figures. The company is working on giving us the firm figures. The estimated figures were between $380,000 and $400,000. So we'll use the high end. $400,000 is what our goal is to reach for the turf. Right now, we've already had donations of up to $100,000 for phase 2. So we've got a good start, but the auction is going to help us kick it off to get the people to embrace into this project, and hopefully they come out. And when they're here today at the game, they see what has changed here, and they can be a part of it. And everybody that is part of it, that donates, will have their name displayed somewhere in the stadium. It'll be a stadium atmosphere. We're going to have posters, banners, the scoreboard with names on it. Your name will be displayed, whether you buy a brick for $10 or you buy a piece of turf for $100 or you make the $50,000 donation. You will be recognized.
Why are you looking at me when you said $50,000?
Well, you have a green shirt on. It reminds me of Cash, Bill.
And Kelly, if we wrap up, if folks can't participate in the silent auction today, how can they reach out to you or somebody like Tom Farbiza or whomever to make a donation?
You can always reach out to myself or Tom. He is my co-chair in this project. By calling us, my phone number is 330-364-2771. Leave a message, I'll call you back. Tom Farbizo is 330-340-7591. He will do the same. Tom has taught me how to raise money.
He's an expert in that area for sure. Kelly, thank you so much for having us, and we'll talk again soon.
Thank you, Bill. I appreciate you, WJR, TUZ, everybody down there in that one building that has promoted all student athletes throughout our county. Thank you much, Bill.
Kelly Ricklick with Baseball Now and Forever. Coming up next, we'll check the starting lineups. It's John Glenn and New Philadelphia coming up with Big Z and the sports voice of the Valley.
This is Nathan Kemp with Kemp Insurance. Contact us today for all your auto, home, farm, and commercial insurance needs. We're proud to have been your local hometown agents for over 35 years and look forward to helping you see the difference local agents can make for you. Kemp Insurance on East High Avenue in New Philadelphia.
This is Don Kemp with Kemp Insurance. Whether it's repair work from a fender bender, the after effects of a powerful storm, or a life-changing moment like a house fire, Kemp Insurance is here to provide unmatched customer service. Kemp Insurance, your local hometown agents for over 35 years.
H&M Collision is conveniently located just off the boulevard in Dover and invites you to experience their unmatched customer service the next time you're in need of collision repair. H&M Collision will offer the highest standards in the industry using state-of-the-art equipment to complete each repair by the book, never compromising on quality and keeping your safety and satisfaction their top priority. When you need premium auto body services, trust H&M Collision where you're treated like family.
Feeling uneasy about your finances? Your credit union can help. I'm Katie Steinebry, a certified financial counselor at Dover Philly, and I can help you get back on track financially. Whether you are trying to establish a budget or rebuild credit, I can help. All discussions are confidential and free of charge with your credit union membership. Call Dover Philly today at 330-364-8874 and ask for Katie. At Dover Philly Federal Credit Union, we're people helping people. It's how we thrive together. Join us today. Federally insured by NCUA.
Stuck in a lunch rut? Subway has the cure. Introducing the Sub of the Day, a fresh 6-inch favorite for just $4.99 every day of the week. Meatball Monday, Tuna Tuesday, Sweet Onion Wednesday, Turkey Thursday, Forest Ham Friday, BMT Saturday, and Spicy Italian Sunday. And for just $2 more, make it a meal with a drink, chips, or cookies. Start a new ritual, fresh flavor, everyday value. Sub of the Day, only at Subway. Eat fresh, feel good.
The season debut of Quaker baseball with Big Z Sports and the sports voice of the Valley. I'm Bill Morgan. It is a non-conference affair to begin the 2026 campaign as New Philadelphia squares off with John Glenn out of the Muskingum Valley League. Both teams, this is their initial game of the new campaign. John Glenn, a year ago, under 24th-year head coach Brad Barclay, went 7-19. The Quakers went 14-8 in 2025. Coming up as our pregame show continues in just a couple of minutes, we'll check some starting lineups and tell you about some very big-time ceremonies happening before first pitch today here at Tuscora Park in New Philadelphia with Big Z and the sports voice of the Valley.
If you're planning a major concrete project, you need the help of Stocker Concrete Company. From precast concrete products to ready-mix concrete, sand, gravel, limestone, and concrete block, the professionals at Stocker Concrete can help you get started and keep you on the path to completion using the best materials you can find. Stocker Concrete is the concrete material provider you can count on. See them at 7574 Route 36, Janaden-Hutton, or call 740-254-4626.
Cush Financial Group has been proudly serving the community's financial needs for over 35 years. The team at Cush Financial follows an industry-leading service model with a unique approach and fiduciary responsibilities associated with their board-certified financial planner. With over 75 years of combined experience, the advisors at Cush Financial Group are here to help you achieve your financial goals. Contact their office at 330-308-8700 or visit their website at cushfinancial.com to see about scheduling your free consultation today. Securities and investment advisory services offered through Independence Capital Company Incorporated, member FINRA SIPC.
At Hartson's Quality Housing, we believe a home is where families grow, memories are made, and futures are built. For 47 years, we've stood by the values that matter most: honesty, trust, and a commitment to our community. Our goal is to provide affordable, reliable housing solutions. We don't just build homes, we invest in the future by supporting local student athletes and the schools that shape tomorrow's leaders. Whether it's on the field or in the classroom, we're proud to stand with our youth and the families who cheer them on. Hartson's Quality Housing, built on trust, committed to community.
When it comes to protecting what matters most, trust the team at Grandview Exterior Systems. Established in 2016, they specialize in commercial, industrial, and residential roofing, handling everything from repairs and replacements to full restorations and ongoing maintenance. At Grandview Exterior Systems, their mission is simple: create peace of mind for every client while setting the standard for safety, quality, and efficiency in construction. Visit them at 2230 Township Road 415 in Dundee. Call 330-275-1807 or learn more at GrandviewExteriorSystems.com. Grandview Exterior Systems. They have you and your roof covered.
High school baseball, your home for it all season long, not only on the baseball front, but on the softball front as well. Big Z Sports and the sports voice of the Valley. Well, a major announcement made here at Tuscora Park in New Philadelphia. Prior to first pitch today, it was an opportunity to see this new stadium, a ton of refurbishment having happened over the last 2 years, and today it was announced in pregame ceremonies that the field would now forever be known as Tom Farbizo Stadium. Mr. Farbizo doing so much work, and not only to change the look of this baseball stadium, but really Tuscora Park in general. After graduating from New Philadelphia High School in 1963, he would eventually go on to become the New Philadelphia Athletic Director, a spot that he served in an outstanding fashion for 12 years. Meanwhile, while this will be Tom Farbizo Stadium, it will also be known as Jim Watson Field at Tom Farbizo Stadium. Coach Watson honored in those pregame ceremonies as well. 1958 graduate of New Philadelphia High School. He would go on not only after his graduation of high school, where at the Red and Black he was an outstanding multi-sport athlete, but he would go on to become a head basketball coach, a head baseball coach, and made big-time contributions in the classroom as well. So an outstanding opportunity and outstanding recognition of both Tom Farbizo and Jim Watson today. Well, certainly from a weather perspective, kind of what you come to expect from high school baseball and high school softball in the state of Ohio in the early season campaign. Not overly pleasant, that is for sure. An opportunity and a chilly start. The game time temperature expected to be in the upper 30s. Now, of course, as the season rolls on, the temperatures will warm up a little bit. But fortunately today, there is no precipitation, no rain, or no snow as we get ready for first pitch for this afternoon's matchup between these two non-conference rivals. Meanwhile, Big Z Sports and the sports voice of the Valley thanking our many sponsors who are helping to make all of this happen. They include Wood Electric, and when we talk about Wood Electric, the scoreboard has been named in honor of Larry Wood and his family, Larry and Lisa Wood, and their incredible contributions. They are somebody who, not only from a dollars and cents perspective, but a labor perspective, which is something that we've seen from Wood Electric donating that as well. Many changes on the positive side here to Quaker Baseball, so thanks to Larry Wood. Other sponsors include Kime Lumber, our partners at Right Mark Roofing, the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency, Wendy's, along with Dover Brake, Wood Electric, McDonald's, Dover Philly Heating and Cooling, and many more that we'll tell you about throughout the course of our broadcast today with Big Z and the sports voice of the Valley. As no doubt you can hear in the background, the starters being announced to the crowd today. And all things considered, from the weather perspective, we've got a nice crowd today. Now, if you've seen via the New Philadelphia Athletics website, the opportunity to see what lies ahead for Coach Tyler Weisel's team in his 9th year, well, it's an opportunity to already see changes in that schedule, which because of weather you normally do after today's game, the schedule you may have glanced at or are looking at right now shows them playing Tuesday at Lexington, and then Wednesday back at home taking on Lexington, which is how the OCC schedule works out, and we'll tell you more about that and that change momentarily. Right now, let's go down to the field for our national anthem. The national anthem just ahead of first pitch today between New Philadelphia and John Glenn. I'm Bill Morgan, happy that you're here on this Saturday afternoon for Quaker baseball. And when we take a look at Tyler Weisel's 9th edition of a Quaker baseball team, here's what they'll look like defensively. At third base today, their very talented senior, the right-hander Owen Courtney. The shortstop, a fellow senior, and a ton of talent as well, Braylon McBride. The second baseman, a senior, Kane Oddie. And the first baseman is junior Brady Evans. Getting the start on the mound today, senior Jackson Norris, 6 foot, 205 pounds. Behind the plate, sophomore Jack Range. Jack in his second year as the Quakers' starting catcher. The outfield from left to right for New Philadelphia. In left, number 5, senior Cam Wright. The center fielder is junior C.C. Carruthers. And in right field, sophomore Brooks Bezzosi. Quakers wearing their home red jerseys with black letters and numbers trimmed in white. The Little Muskies from John Glenn down in Muskingum County with their maroon jerseys. Back to what we were talking about when it comes to a change in the schedule. New Philadelphia's home game against Lexington will now be on Monday. So they'll play the home game on Monday and then go to Lexington on Tuesday. That's because of projected weather for Wednesday. But as always with spring sports in the great state of Ohio, that, my friends, is subject to change. Quakers finishing up their warm-ups as we get ready for action today. Marcus Clemence, our producer on site, our executive producer today, is Casey Claxon. Leading off today, the center fielder, Reed Howard. Howard, one of the top offensive players for John Glenn. He's a right-handed hitter. The Quakers infield matched up on the mound. Howard takes a look down at veteran head coach Brad Barclay coaching at third. Asks for time, digs in. He's ready to face the lefty, senior pitcher Jackson Norris. Jackson pitches from the stretch. His first pitch fouled off along the ground, first base side, 0-1. John Glenn had a very un-John Glenn-like season a year ago when they went 7-19. The 0-1 pitch from Norris, that's fouled off and out of play. Certainly some of the renovations you'll see to Jim Watson Field at Tom Farbizo Stadium when you come to watch Tyler Weisel's team this year. Brand new brick dugouts on both the visiting side, which is first base side, and third base side. The 0-2 pitch bounces low and in the dirt as the count goes to 1-2. And they completed with everything that you will see when you come out to the fields in 2026, Phase 1 of the renovations. Now on to Phase 2 that we'll tell you about coming up a little bit later on during the broadcast. Norris ready, the 1-2 pitch. Missing downstairs, a breaking ball, 2-2. We'll set that Quaker defense for you again momentarily. The 2-2 pitch just a bit high as the count goes full. Owen Courtney at third, Braylon McBride at shortstop. And it's early in the season. The fans are already in mid-season form, yelling at the umpire. Second base, Kane Oddie. The next pitch, line drive into center field, coming in, and a nice running catch by C.C. Carruthers for the first out of the afternoon.
Now batting number 5, Caden McDonald.
Caden McDonald next up. So 1 out in the top of the first inning. We are scoreless at Tom Farbizo Stadium. McDonald, a right-handed hitter. Norris's first pitch to him, a little bit high for a ball. McDonald will be the starting pitcher for the Little Muskies. 1-0. Norris leans in, getting the sign from range. And the pitch, a swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. McDonald briefly stepping out of the box, glancing down at head coach Brad Barclay, coaching at third. Norris comes set, and the 1-1 pitch. Grounder to short. Braylon McBride fields the throw on to first base just in time to get McDonald hustling down the line for the second out of the inning. Well, of course, with the heavy rainfall that we had on Thursday night, the field playing a little bit slow. No question about that. First baseman Zane Townsend to the plate now with 2 outs. In the top half of inning number 1, it's Jim Watson Field at Tom Farbizo Stadium, as named before the game today. And a called strike on the inside part of the plate. Interestingly enough, Mr. Farbizo and Coach Watson, they knew there were going to be some pregame ceremonies, but they had no idea that the field was going to be named after Coach Watson, the 0-1 pitch sailing high for a ball, or that the stadium was going to be named after Mr. Farbizo. And, of course, Tom has been heavily involved in the fundraising that has made the changes here, so I'm sure, and we'll talk to him later today, he was surprised. The 1-1 pitch, a swing and a miss. So it's been a good opening inning so far for Jackson Norris, the senior left-hander, who will be an integral part of this pitching staff all throughout the course of this 2026 season. Norris gets the sign from range. Comes set, the 1-2 pitch. Down low and inside, 2-2. Norris and the Quakers trying to retire JGHS. 1-2-3 in the top of the first. The 2-2 pitch. A swing and a miss. So 3 up, 3 down in the top half of inning number 1. John Glenn scoreless, and the Quakers coming to bat with Big Z and the sports voice of the Valley.
PAC Drilling, a family-owned and operated company since 2005 in Bolivar, takes pride in being an economic oil and gas drilling company. PAC's objective is to contribute to American energy independence through profitable development, operation, and marketing of oil and natural gas wells. PAC also employs operating technicians to oversee each and every well drilled to maximize its productivity and longevity. Contact PAC Drilling at pacdrilling.com.
If there's a new driver in the house, the East Central Ohio Educational Service Center is ready to help them hit the road with confidence. Through the Drive to Succeed Scholarship, eligible Ohio teens under 21 may qualify for funding to cover driver education, making it easier to get started. With flexible online learning and in-car training options, ECO ESC Driver Services helps students build skills for the road and beyond. Don't wait, start driving toward your future today. To learn more or apply, visit drivetosucceed.org or contact Trudy Lewis at trudy.lewis@ecoesc.org.
After a half inning of play at the newly named Jim Watson Field at Tom Farr-Pizzo Stadium, John Glenn scoreless, and New Philadelphia coming to bat for the first time in the 2026 season under veteran head coach Tyler Weisel. The top three in the Black and Reds order, leading off will be center fielder C.C. Carruthers, a junior, shortstop Braylon McBride, a senior, and hitting in the 3 spot, third baseman Owen Courtney, like McBride before him, a senior as well. Certainly, McBride and Courtney would be key parts of pitching for New Philadelphia. Owen Courtney, the top starter, and Braylon McBride, with those key conference games, will be the closer coming out of Coach Weisel's bullpen. We've got a mix of sun and clouds here at Tom Farr-Pizzo Stadium.
Quakers number 11, C.C. Crothers.
Temperature, first pitch a couple of minutes ago was at 39 degrees. And the left-handed hitting junior, C.C. Carruthers, going to step in for the first Quaker at bat of 2026. First pitch he sees outside and a little bit high for a ball. For John Glenn on the mound, Caden McDonald stands tall on the mound. The next pitch, that sails high on CC, ball 2. New Philadelphia tried to get something started in the top of the first inning. CC ahead on the count at 2-0, takes a called strike outside part of the plate. Tyler Wise, Quaker head coach, coaching down at third base. The 2-1 pitch popped up foul. It's going to get out of play third base side as things count-wise evening up at 2-2. Caden McDonald's battery mate, the catcher for John Glenn, Charlie Cameron. McDonald taking the sign from Cameron, and Mr. Carruthers says, enough of this. I'm going to step out of the box. So he collects himself, steps back into that left-handed batting box. And the 2-2 pitch popped up. Foul. Looks like it's going to get out of play down the third base / left field line. And it does, so the count will stay at 2-2. Carruthers looking out, and McDonald, the 2-2 pitch, high outside, ball 3. Our pregame conversation with head coach Tyler Weisel said he's looking forward when his team gets on base this year. Good athleticism, good speed, the 3-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss. Looked like CC might have got a piece of that, but he did not. The catcher, Cameron, picked it up, tagged him out for the first out of the bottom of the first inning. That'll bring the shortstop, Braylon McBride, to the plate. McBride's been a key member of this Quaker basketball baseball team over the last 3 seasons. First pitch he sees for the right-handed hitting senior. Low and inside for ball 1. Slightly open stance from the right side of the plate. The next pitch, high, ball 2. For John Glenn at third base, it's Keegan Halsey, the shortstop. Keegan Wolford. At second base, Owen Edwards. Zane Townsend at first. Charlie Cameron behind the plate. Caden McDonald on the hill. The 2-0 pitch. Called strike in the upper part of the zone. 2-1. The outfield from left to right for the visiting Lil Muskies. Jensen Perry in left. Reed Howard in right field. And next pitch fouled right back to the netting as the count evens up at 2-2. And it's Noah Shoemate in right. Well, both the opening 2 batters have both gone to 2-2 counts. The next pitch, fly ball into center field. Backpedaling is Reed Howard, one of the veterans. For John Glenn, he'll make the catch for the second out of the inning. Certainly more so than it was during pregame warm-ups in the top of the first inning. The sun starting to emerge from behind the clouds, and I don't know if that actually makes it any warmer, but it feels a little bit warmer. That'll bring Owen Courtney to the plate. The pitch low and outside for a ball. The dimensions here, Jim Watson Field at Tom Farbizo Stadium. 290 feet down the left field and right field lines. 327 to the power alleys. And 350 to straightaway center field. The next pitch inside for a ball, 2-0. While the right-handed freshman pitcher, Caden McDonald, has gone 2-0 on the first 3 batters now. The 2-0 pitch, that ball's popped up into center field. Howard drifting toward left center, and he'll make the catch. And the Quakers, like John Glenn in the top of the first inning, go 1-2-3. After 1 inning, New Philly and John Glenn scoreless with Big Z Sports and the sports voice of the Valley.
Hi, this is Jan McInturf. The past 30 years, the residents in and around the Tuscarawas County have made the call to the realtors and staff of McInturf Realty for buying and selling of residential and commercial properties. We truly live in a great community, and in all of those communities, there is nothing better than high school sports. For myself and all the agents and staff at McInturf Realty, we would like to wish all the area athletes good luck this season. And make the call to McInturf Realty, 330-364-SOLD, or find us online at McInturfRealty.net.
Every game begins with a spark. Athletes stepping onto the court, families filling the stands, and communities coming together. At Needenthal and Company, their belief is that this spirit is what makes our communities such special places to live and grow. To all athletes in Tuscarawas, Holmes, Wayne, and Stark counties, your dedication inspires us all. Keep pushing, keep believing, and know your communities are behind you every step of the way. Needenthal and Company wishes all athletes competing the best of luck this season.
The debut of high school baseball for 2026 with Big Z Sports and the sports voice of the Valley. I'm Bill Morgan. After 1 inning at the newly named Jim Watson Field at Tom Farbizo Stadium, the Quakers and John Glenn are scoreless. Starting pitcher Jackson Norris for New Philadelphia retired. John Glenn 1-2-3 in the top of the first inning as Little Muskies get ready for their second go-round with the talented southpaw. After today's game,
now batting number 13, Carter Mary.
New Philadelphia, a day off before being back in action on Monday as they begin OCC play against Lexington. Carter Mary leading things off for John Glenn. Mary, the DH, hitting for right fielder Noah Shoemate, his first at-bat of the year. The pitch, a breaking ball, and a called strike. As plans are currently laid out, conference starting pitchers are expected to be Owen Courtney and Jackson Martini. The 0-1 pitch from Norris fouled into the dirt at home plate, 0-2. But if the Quakers can get even better starting pitching and more starting pitching from Jackson Norris, that makes this pitching staff deeper and better as the 2026 season rolls along. Norris ahead in the count, 0-2. The lefty's 0-2 pitch just outside for a ball. John Glenn in this 2026 year looking to rebound from a disappointing 7-19 2025 campaign. There's a breaking ball, a slow roller. Norris off to the third base side, fires on to first base, not in time, as Mary will beat it out for an infield single. So Mary becomes the first base runner of the game for either team. That'll bring the second baseman to the plate, Owen Edwards.
Number 1, Owen Edwards.
So Mary will get a lead at first, where Evans, the first baseman, will hold him on. Pitch outside. Jack Range fires down to first base, and Mary steps back in time. John Glenn, first base coach Mike Hatfield, walks over and presumably says, let's not get so far off the bag in the top of the second inning of the first game of the year. The next pitch, high for a ball, back down to first again, and diving back in safely is Mary. The ball goes back to Norris. He'll turn, fire to first base in time. That'll put Mary down to second, one out in the top of the second, and happy to be joined by one of our honorees here today, Tom Farbizo. And Tom, did you have any idea when you came to the ballpark today that they were going to be naming the stadium after you? Norris's first pitch fouled into the dirt. Tom, you got me?
Yeah, I got you now, Bill.
So when you showed up at the stadium today, way before the ball game started, did you have any idea they'd be naming the stadium after you?
Are you kidding me? No, that's the furthest thing that I ever thought about. But when I saw my son here, I thought, what's going on? I said, how'd you, what? He said, well, Rickley told me I had to be here. And I thought, okay, what, you know.
Long fly ball to center field. C.C. Carruthers going to make the catch for the second out of the inning. So your son shows up from the Columbus area, and you thought, wait a second, what's going on here?
Yeah, and he said, well, I said, how'd you find out what's going on? What are you doing here? He says, well, Rickley told me. He said, there could be a fight about this. And I said, well, what are you talking about? Anyway, no, Bill. Furthest thing from my mind, I never thought anything about that. I'm humbled, speechless, honored, stunned.
John Glenn lifting a fly ball into right field. Bezzosi coming in. That'll fall in for a base hit. And to the plate in time, sliding in the first run of the game, Carter Mary. That gives John Glenn an early 1-0 lead on the single to right field. And Tom, back to more of maybe what you did to make all that happen, but I know from your perspective, you're a pretty humble guy. I've known you a long time. Tell us about the differences we see in this stadium over the last couple of years.
Well, obviously, anybody that comes and takes a look won't believe their eyes. We started... Actually, Bill, the scoreboard was on the tail end when we had our first committee meeting. I said, no, I said, that changes, it goes to the front end. And they kind of looked at me. We don't have any money. And I said, I know, but we're going to try to help ourselves by putting up a scoreboard. So that helped us get started. We've sold off ads, and we've been generating money for 3 years off of that board, which has helped us. Because anytime you're doing a project like this here, it's like eating an elephant, Bill. You got to eat it one bite at a time or you choke.
I've never heard the eating an elephant phrase before.
Yeah, that's what this is. That's what this is, because it was a monumental task of taking a really old facility, which is a great facility, and trying to make a stadium and bring it up to speed. And this was Kelly Ricklick's dream for a long time, and he approached me about helping. And
fly ball into left field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Stopping at second, the lead runner. So runners now on first and second. 2 outs. Top of the second inning, John Glenn with a 1-0 lead. And I know whether it was you or Kelly or any of the other people involved in this, none of that happens really, Tom, without you guys' hard work and the contributions from great people in the community.
That's absolutely correct, Bill. And I'll tell you something. From my perspective, Bill, I'll tell you what, people have been really good to myself and organizations that I have been involved with over the years. That's what really makes things happen, is relationships and people trusting and believing in people.
Want to know the count on the next John Glenn batter. That's Jensen Perry. Runners at first and second. The next pitch, a swing and a miss. Throw down to first base, and Boyd just back in. Ahead of the tag was Keegan Wolford. That was a bang play at first base. I asked Mr. Farbizo what he thinks about that call, but he doesn't like to talk about umpiring or officiating.
I used to be one, Bill.
Well, if there's athletics involved at the high school range, you've probably done it, Tom, in some way, shape, or form. The 1-1 pitch from Norris, called strike on the inside corner, 1-2. And while the work of you and the committee has done great things, Tom, there's more things you're hoping to do.
Yeah, absolutely. First phase is pretty well wrapped up. Our next, on the checklist, our next goal is to turf the infield.
The 1-2 pitch from Norris. McBride will field it, fire across the diamond, and not in time. So beating it out, Perry for the second infield hit of the second inning, and that loads the bases.
Now batting number 20, Reed.
It's a 1-0 John Glenn lead. And Tom, if folks hear that and they'd like to make contributions to make that phase 2 happen, what is the easiest way for them to do that?
Probably on the, I think we've got the emails and on the scorecards or the schedule cards that we passed out today at npturf.com.
So if you go there, you can find somewhere to click and make that contribution.
Correct.
Well, Tom, hang around. We're going to take a timeout. Fly ball into center field retires John Glenn. They leave the bases loaded but score once. After an inning and a half, it is John Glenn leading the Quakers 1-0 with Big Z and the sports voice of the Valley.
Hey, all you Guardians and Indians fans. This is 1980 American League Rookie of the Year, Joe Charbonneau. I will be at Shenanigans in Dover, April 11th from 1 to 3 for a meet and greet, courtesy of the Tuscarawas County Brownsbacker T-County Boxing Academy and Shenanigans Bar and Grill. Check out Tuscarawas County Brownsbacker's Facebook page for details. Hope to see you there.
Are you ready to take the next step toward your future? Join us for the next Buckeye Career Center Open House Thursday, March 19th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. This is a combined high school and adult education event. Explore hands-on career tech labs and 10 full-time adult programs. Meet our staff and enjoy self-guided tours, plus a complimentary meal. High school students who apply for next school year receive a small gift, and adults will have their $50 application fee waived. Again, that's the next Buckeye Career Center Open House, March 19th.
High school regular season baseball with Big Z and the Sports Voice of the Valley. A non-conference matchup today. Tom Farbizo Stadium, Jim Watson Field with Bill Morgan. We're talking with Tom Farbizo. And Tom, are you still kind of maybe sitting over there shaking your head going, did he just say Tom Farbizo Stadium?
I'll be shaking my head forever, Bill.
And I guess one of the interesting things that you mentioned that Kelly Ricklick, a key member of the Baseball Now and Forever Committee, trying to make sure everybody was here. Listen, Kelly has had this under wraps for multiple weeks, Tom, and the last time we had a park board meeting about a week and a half ago, he basically threatened our lives if we'd let you find out. So, Kelly was kind of concerned, to be sure.
Well, my son said he knew since January, and we talk sometimes once a week, sometimes twice. So we're always in contact. He said he knew since the end of January.
So there you have it. But Chris made sure he was here, right?
Yeah, he was here. Yeah, he was.
So Brady Evans, the junior first baseman, going to lead off the Quaker part of the second inning. And Tom, when you talk about your involvement, and we could go the entire game and probably into Monday's game against Lexington, but when you talk about your involvement in high school sports at New Philadelphia, from when you were an athlete into the 60s to becoming an administrator as the athletic director to where you're at now, out being involved in the community and raising funds. First pitch to Brady, missing, and then a line drive base hit into left field as Evans leads off the Quaker second inning with a base hit. Tom, what do you think some of the biggest changes are generally in sports that you've seen over the course of those multiple decades?
I guess it's stability. I guess I'm going to call it stability, but it's people being impatient, and if they don't get what they want right now, they want to move on to the next thing. Something always looking greener, and it's not always greener on the other side.
Keenati, the number 5 hole hitter today, senior second baseman for the black and red. McDonald's pitch low and inside for a ball. Quakers down 1-0. We're in the bottom of the second inning. So now will you be having words with Mr. Ricklick after the game today, expressing either your surprise, your shock, or maybe some other emotion you don't even want to talk about right now?
Yeah, probably something else that I don't even want to talk about right now.
Well, he just walked right by you, looked at you, and then ran back up the steps.
I know. He tapped me on the shoulder.
By the way, he's scared of you, I think, at this point in time, to be sure. The count on Adi, 1-1. Bill Morgan here talking with Tom Farbizo. Tom, certainly one of the honorees in pregame ceremonies. The throw back over to first base. Evans dives back in safely. Tell us a little bit about Coach Watson, who the field is now named after.
Coach Watson actually is a good friend of my brother-in-law, Jim Gribble. I believe they graduated together in 1958. From New Philadelphia High School, and they, I think the year that Coach Watson went in New Philly's Hall of Fame, my brother-in-law had to be home, and we went to the festivities.
1-2 the count. Don Keenati. Pitch down low, ball loose, trying to hustle down to second as Evans. He'll dive in easily ahead of the tag. So things, in terms of the count, even up on Keenati at 2-2. And certainly one of the other good things about having Coach Watson here, somebody that's, what's the phrase I'm looking for without using the O word, somebody who's more mature than you in terms of marking up years on the calendars. He's here. He's a little bit older.
He's got me by a couple years. Not many, though. Not many, Bill.
And what were they saying? That he's celebrating a birthday this weekend.
Yeah. He's got me by about 4.5.
The count full on Audi. McDonald looks back. The pitch, high, ball 4. So the first two Quakers have reached. He flew in from Florida to be a part of this.
That's what he said, yep. Said he's going back tomorrow, too.
he got off the plane, saw what the weather is like, and, Coach Watson said, I'm out of here. And that's why he was a smart guy, no doubt, during his teaching career and more.
Yeah.
That'll bring the catcher, Jack Range, to the plate. Runners at first and second, bottom of the second for New Philadelphia. Nobody out. Quakers trailing 1-0. Jack, the right-handed hitter. McDonald's pitch, outside and low. Tom, you've seen everything in terms of in high school athletics. Jack in his second year starting for New Philadelphia at catcher. And how much of a challenge is it, if you think it's a challenge, for a young man like Jack, who certainly has, a wealth of talent, but you know what? Pitch high and inside as Jack has to duck out of the way of that one. But you know what? Your dad is a prominent member of the school system as the high school principal. Does that put more pressure on a young man or a young lady if they have a dad or a mom in those positions?
Oh, absolutely. It can. It most certainly can. It's tough enough being a young person today, let alone if your parent is a teacher, administrator, or something in the district. So, it can have its ups and downs.
The next pitch to Jack, high again. McDonald, the right-handed freshman pitcher for John Glenn, pitching from the stretch. Brady Evans, a leadoff single at second. Kane Oddie, the walk at first. The next pitch, high, ball 4, and that ball bounces off the glove, but in the long run it doesn't matter because the runners were advancing anyway on the walk. So the base is now loaded with nobody out as Cohen Winters comes to the plate. Cohen DHing today for the starting pitcher, the lefty Jackson Norris, and now we'll have our first visit to the mound of the season for either team. The veteran head coach from John Glenn in Brad Barclay, 24 years in the dugout. And Tom, whether you're talking baseball, football, tennis, coaches that have been around for 24 years, you really just don't see that anymore.
Oh, boy. Isn't that the truth, Bill? Yeah, there's something to be said, though, for continuity and longevity and consistency. So it's hard to find anymore, though.
Meeting breaking up on the mound. Quakers talking things over as well. Tom, one of the things that I know from when I first met you, which would have been the 2000-2001 athletic year, I was working for WJER as I am now. You were big on the Woody Hayes philosophy of paying it forward. More on that in a moment. McDonald's first pitch to Winters, called strike. Why did you buy into that, Tom, and why do you think you've been so successful in kind of spreading that mantra here in the New Philly community?
Well, it hit home with me, Bill, and there's a poem, and I can't recite, nor we have the time to recite the full thing, but it's called The Builder. And I saw it a long time ago, along with paying forward, and I decided that that's the route I wanted to go. I wanted to be the builder, not the one to destroy stuff. I wanted to be part of the solution, not part of the problem.
Well, and certainly you have done that, and what you were sharing with me earlier, Tom, before all the festivities got underway today, that when you're out trying to raise money for athletics or otherwise, the next pitch to Cohen Winters, missing outside, count evens at 2-2. You've got to be willing to take some no's in order to find the yeses you need to make a project happen.
Yeah, 100. You got to be willing to take 120. Hell knows with a smile on your face, Bill.
The 2-2 pitch to Winters swings and misses for the first out of the inning. So the bases remain loaded. And now to bring the left fielder, Cam Wright, to the plate. So based on, Tom, how much money you played a role in raising, you've taken a lot more than 120 no's.
Oh, absolutely. You know why? Here's the thing. It might be no today, Bill, but a week, 2 weeks, a month, a year from now, it might be a yes. So it's whether you're willing to accept it, move forward with a smile, and keep knocking on doors.
Cam Wright waiting for, in Cam Wright's opinion, too long. The right-handed hitting left fielder steps out of the box, gets time. And Tom, especially with the improvements that the Baseball Now and Forever Committee has made here at the stadium, the first pitch to Cam, line drive into right field. That's going to be caught, tagging up, trying to score. The throw to the plate. Wow, he looked like he was going to go, but he held up at third base, did Brady Evans. So now 2 outs, the bases remaining loaded. But anyway, back to kind of what you were talking about, Tom. Somebody comes out and sees what you guys have done with the stadium. Maybe somebody who said no a year ago might change their mind.
Oh, absolutely, Bill. Absolutely, because we're in a very, life's a long journey. There's ups and downs and everything in between. So somebody had said no today, something might have happened different to them, and it's a yes. They're saying, hey, this is a good project. This is going to happen. I want to be a part of it.
Brooks Bezzosi at the plate, fouling a pitch off. It's 0-1. Bases still loaded with Quakers. The next pitch, fly ball into center field. Reed Howard taking a couple of steps toward right field, and he'll make the catch. To end the inning, the Quakers leave the bases loaded. And before we take a timeout, Tom, I guess one of the things that I've heard you talk about over the years, again, when it comes to raising money and doing things for athletics or other parts of the community is when you can go to like a board, maybe somebody who is capable of donating money, when you can show them you've already got, a dog in the fight, you've got dollars of your own before you go to them, that makes them more likely, Tom, to want to contribute money to what you're doing.
Oh, absolutely, Bill. You know what? It's like everybody has great projects, but people want to know, what are you doing to help yourself? That's the important thing. What are you doing to help yourself, and what are you willing to do to help yourself or your project?
Well, Tom, certainly we appreciate your time. It's a busy day for you, Tom. People are shaking your hands as they come down out of the stands. So go ahead and talk with the folks, and thanks so much for what you've done here in the community.
Thank you, Bill.
We'll take a timeout, come back, and bring you third inning play-by-play after 2 at Tom Farbizo Stadium. It is John Glenn leading New Philly 1-0 with Big Z and the sports voice of the Valley.
Save the date. Customer Appreciation Days are happening at Keim Home Center and Keim Mount Hope Hardware, April 13th through the 18th. Join us for a full week of celebrating you, our customers, with 10% off select items store-wide, live demos in the shop, gift card giveaways, food, and more. Visit us online at keimhome.com or follow Keim on Facebook for more details. We'll see you April 13th through the 18th for Customer Appreciation Days at Keim Home Center in Charm and Keim Mount Hope Hardware.
Every day begins with purpose. Every job begins with precision. At Rightmark Roofing, we don't just install roofs. We build trust and forge relationships. We understand that your roof is more than just materials. It's protection. It's peace of mind. That's why we use high-quality products and expert craftsmanship. With a sharp focus, our team is always ready to hit the mark. Call Rightmark Roofing. Let's build a future that stands strong.
After 2 complete innings in the book at the newly named Jim Watson Field at Tom Farbizo Stadium, John Glenn leading New Philadelphia 1-0. Caden McDonald, the number 2 hitter in Coach Barclay's lineup for the Little Muskies, batting for the second time against Jackson Norris, grounded out to short in his first at-bat. The right-handed hitter against the left-handed pitcher. That ball fouled into the dirt at the plate. Quakers loaded the bases in the bottom of the second inning, but could not plate any of those runs. So John Glenn maintained their one-run advantage. McDonald with a big swing and a miss on pitch number 2 of the third inning for Jackson Norris. Something I want to make sure, and we'll get an opportunity throughout the course of the year, even if I didn't do it today, but I'm going to pass along about the toughness of senior Jackson Norris. The 0-2 pitch, fly ball, popped out into short right field. Kane Oddie, the second baseman, will backpedal and make the catch for the first out of the inning.
Up next, we got number 3, Zane Townsend.
But back during football season, Jackson played on the football team, and I believe it was the Dover game. But he caught a touchdown pass, and the Quakers' offensive line in that particular game, and Jackson was a tight end. First pitch to Zane Townsend, who struck out in his first go-around against Norris. A swing and a miss for Townsend. Well, Jackson caught a touchdown pass, and the Quakers' offensive line, again, it was banged up. He came back in and was pleading with head coach Mike Johnson to let him swing and a miss by Townsend. He quickly finds himself down in the count 0-2. Jackson was wanting to change jerseys because you have to have a certain numerical sequence in order to be able to play on the offensive line. And Jackson was throwing it right out there. Hey, I'll play offensive line, even though that's not what I do. That's the kind of toughness that he possesses for the Quakers all throughout his athletic career here. And it's the kind of person he is. 0-2 the count. Townsend asking for time, steps out of the box, quickly back in. On the right-handed batter's box side, the pitch. A big bounce to short, backhanded by Braylon McBride. Long throw to first base, not in time. So it becomes the third infield base hit of the afternoon. And again, the field playing a little bit slow with all of the rain that we had Thursday night. Certainly the field's in good shape, but just playing a little bit slow. Quaker ninth-year head coach Tyler Weisel out of the dugout to talk things over with his team. And we may see a change in terms of who's going to be on the mound. We will, so Jackson Norris will come off the mound, having given up only a run. I think Kane Oddie's going to get the ball out there for the Quakers. He will. So Kane will have warm-up pitches. One of the things they're looking for, whether it's New Philly or John Glenn in a game like this one, they're watching number of pitches because the OHSAA has rules in terms of.
Now pitching for the Quakers, number 12, Brady Evans.
Correction, Brady Evans is going to come in to pitch.
Number 8, Cohen Winters.
Cohen Winters will go to first. Kane Oddie will stay right where he was at second. But if you throw X amount of pitches, then you've got to have this many days of rest. So Coach Weisel and his coaching staff certainly keeping track of those things. Looking ahead to the OCC action this week that New Philadelphia will have. And again, this is a change in the schedule. They'll play Lexington here at Jim Watson Field at Tom Farbizio Stadium on Monday before going to Lex on Tuesday. Our broadcast today being brought to you with Big Z and the sports voice of the Valley by the great folks at H&M Collision. They got a couple of McBrides on this Quaker baseball team. Happy to have H&M Collision as a part of what we're doing today and throughout the season. Don and Nathan Kemp at Kemp Insurance, East High Avenue in New Philadelphia, the Dover Philly Credit Union, and the great folks at our local Subway restaurants. So Evans to the mound from his spot at first base, the lanky junior right-hander. Cohen Winters to first. Zane Townsend on at first with one out in the inning. As designated hitter, Carter Mary comes to the plate for the second time this afternoon. His infield single last inning would end up producing what so far has been the only run so far today. Still plenty of time if you're locked in online somewhere to come out to this great-looking stadium today. That ball bounced third. It'll go past Owen Courtney and into left field. So the throw back into second nearly got Townsend, but he's back in safely. The error on Courtney puts runners at first and second with one out. That'll bring Owen Edwards to the plate. Edwards out, hitting the ball back to pitcher Jackson Norris, but advancing the runner, Carter Mary. So Mary reaching on the air. Townsend at second as the pitch to Edwards, missing high for a ball. Evans getting his first opportunity to pitch in 2026. Next pitch missing just low, ball two. Brady, 6'2", 180 pounds. Sometimes when you see numbers in a sports program, you'll say, well, there's no way that guy's 6'2". There's no way that guy's 220 pounds. Pitch fouled over toward the Quaker dugout, third base side. Brady definitely 6'2", lanky build out there for the right-hander. Pitching from the stretch, trying to keep the score where it's at. Right now, John Glenn leading New Philadelphia, 1-0. 2-1 the count on Edwards. The next pitch inside, ball three. Quakers so far, offensively, just one hit. The 3-1 pitch called strikes, the count full on the right-handed hitting Low Muskie's second baseman Owen Edwards. Edwards, senior leader for this baseball team. The 3-2 pitch down low, ball four. So Edwards reaches on the one-out walk. Mary to second, Townsend to third.
Batting number 18, Charlie Cameron.
That'll bring the John Glenn catcher, Charlie Cameron, to the plate. Flew out to C.C. Carruthers in center in his first at-bat last inning. Evans' first pitch to him inside for a ball. For John Glenn, 1 run, 5 hits, no errors. The Quakers yet to score 1 hit, and they've made an error. The 1-0 pitch, down low, ball two. Nice looking breaking ball from Evans, but just missed a little bit out of the strike zone. The 2-0 pitch fouled back and out of play over the netting behind home plate. So John Glenn trying to do something the Quakers couldn't do in the bottom of the second, and that score with the bases loaded. The next pitch fouled into the grass and over toward the Quaker dugout, third base side. So not only are these dugouts brand new for both the visitors and the home team, but significantly closer to home plate. If you remember the old setup, the dugouts were further down significantly the first and third base lines. Evans' 2-2 pitch. Boy, just misses. Must have been off the plate because it looked to be in the zone in terms of knees to chest. The count is full. Evans ready. Glances at the runner at second. The 3-2 pitch. Boy, just misses. Ball four. That's going to walk in a run. Credit Cameron with the RBI as Townsend comes in to score.
Now batting number 11.
Mary to third. Keegan Halsey to the plate. First pitch to him, down a little bit low. Halsey singled last inning, and Tyler Weisel going to come out of the dugout. Coach Weisel talking things over with sophomore catcher Jack Grange and the junior pitcher Brady Evans. Probably in terms of what Coach Weisel may be saying based on things happening, maybe just a little bit of a rah-rah speech. We know you can do it, otherwise we wouldn't have you out there. Count 2-0 after Evans' next pitch misses. 2-0 pitch to Braylon McBride. Flips to second to throw on to first base in time as the Quakers turn it a 6-4-3 double play to end the top of the third. We head to the bottom of inning number 3. John Glenn 2. New Philadelphia yet to score with Big Z and the sports voice of the Valley.
Hi, I'm Zach Motice with the Tuscora Insurance Agency. For all your auto, home, farm, and business insurance needs, contact our team at the Tuscora Insurance Agency. Or stop in and see us at one of our 3 locations in downtown New Philadelphia, Sugar Creek, or in Strasburg, providing excellent service to the Tuscora Valley since 1885. Everyone here at the Tuscora Insurance Agency would like to wish all area athletes good luck this season.
Wood Electric has been trusted with all of your electrical needs for over 30 years. They are the place to call for residential, commercial, and industrial work. Wood Electric is available 24 hours a day and ready to help with any electrical problem, outage, or installation. Wood Electric, serving Tuscarawas County and beyond since 1988. Like Wood Electric on Facebook or find them online at woodelectric.net.
New Philadelphia coming to the plate, the bottom of the third inning, trailing John Glenn 2-0. Had an opportunity in talking with Tom Farbizo earlier to talk about plans for Phase 2 in terms of raising money for field turf. Here at Field 1, now known as Jim Watson Field at Tom Farbizo Stadium, you can go to npturf.com to look for more information. Again, that's npturf.com. As with the dedication today, rounds out what baseball now and forever hope to do with Phase 1. Now on to Phase 2, and they probably need to raise about $400,000 to turf the infield part here at the stadium. Back to the top of the Quaker lineup here in the bottom of the third inning. C.C. Carruthers has struck out to begin the game. Will start things off. Followed by the shortstop in Braylon McBride and the third baseman, Owen Courtney. Continuing on the mound, and he's done a solid job. Caden McDonald, freshman right-hander for John Glenn. And fortunately for everybody in attendance, the sun has stayed out after kind of emerging from the clouds in the bottom of the first inning and warming things up a little bit. First pitch to Crothers, high and outside for a ball. Again, the Quakers scheduled to be at home Monday afternoon as they begin OCC play, taking on Lexington. The next pitch, a swing and a miss, 1-1. CC, left-handed hitter, plays it in center field defensively for the Quakes. Pitch way off the plate, 2-1. CC got ahead on the count early in his first at-bat at 2-0 before McDonald and Lil Muskies would battle back. Bottom of the third inning. 2-0 John Glenn lead. The pitch way outside. So John Glenn, a member of the MVL, certainly a great athletic tradition down in Muskingum County. The next pitch high for a ball. So a leadoff walk for Carruthers.
Next up, number 2, Braylon McBride.
Braylon McBride in his first at bat. In the bottom of the first, flew out to center field. Carruthers, pretty good lead at first base. McBride will show bunt, pull the bat back, throw it out second base, not in time. So Carruthers with his first and the Quakers' first steal of the season. McBride out of that right-handed batter's box, glances down at head coach Tyler Weisel. The next pitch popped up into short right field. And the right fielder coming in. Shoemate while the second baseman Edwards went out. And Shoemate making the catch for the first out of the inning.
Now batting number 22, Owen Courtney.
That'll bring Owen Courtney to the plate. Owen, certainly a good deal of power, as we've seen throughout his Quaker career. Owen getting the start at third base today for the black and red. Fouls that one into the ground. Owen expected to get the start on the mound Monday afternoon as the Quakers begin OCC play at Lexington. Courtney looking out toward the mound, the 0-1 pitch, and it hits his bat. Foul ball. Owen kind of shakes his head as he stepped out of that right-handed batter's box, thinking to himself, are you kidding me? He's played so much baseball, travel ball for the Quakers. That may have never happened to him before. 0-2. Courtney trying to fight back from that 0-2 hole. McDonald's pitch popped up again into short right field. Coming in, Shoemate makes the catch for the second out of the inning. Well, the Quakers have been able to put runners into scoring position. They just have not got a key base hit as of yet. That'll bring Brady Evans to the plate. Brady began the game defensively at first base, now pitching. And he's got New Philadelphia's only hit so far. McDonald looking at Carruthers out at second base to throw back to second base. CC dives in safely head first.
There he is, Brady. Let's go. Score him.
McDonald ready, and the pitch. Evans fouls it off and out of play. And that is why when you come, especially to a high school baseball field, don't park close to the field. Because if your car is out there or your SUV, your truck, whatever it happens to be, you could take one right to the windshield. The 0-1 pitch to Evans. Popped up on the infield. Third baseman making the call, and he'll make the catch, does Keegan Halsey, and that'll end the Quaker third inning. After 3 complete, Jim Watson Field at Tom Farbizo Stadium, John Glenn a 2-0 lead with Big Z and the sports voice of the Valley.
Okay, get this. Now at Wendy's, you get to go Biggie with new Biggie deals. That means going Biggie with the $4 Biggie Bites, Biggier with the $6 Biggie Bag, or Biggiest with an $8 Biggie Bundle. So now you can choose and customize your Biggie deal. As you should. Sorry, I get fired up when I'm talking deals. More Biggie options so you can get more of what you really want at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
Family owned and operated for more than 50 years, Dover Brake specializes in sales and service of everything involving automotive and heavy-duty brakes, along with a vast selection of truck parts and accessories. They also offer alignment, custom U-bolt bending, industrial sandblasting, bonding, and more. And now, you can find the parts you're searching for with a complete in-store inventory updated regularly at DoverBrakeInc.com. Safely shop and pay online and have your purchase delivered, or pick it up at Dover Brake, Route 250 in Strasburg, online at DoverBrakeInc.com.
High school baseball today with Big Z and the sports voice of the Valley. Hey, coming up after the game today, select a Subway player of the game. Brought to you by our locally Fitzgerald family-owned Subway restaurants. Subway, eat fresh. Brady Evans on for his second inning of work for the Quakers on the mound as he gets ready to face John Glenn. Here in the top of the fourth, it'll be 8, 9, and 1. And Coach Brad Barclay's order. In addition to Evans pitching, going to the mound in the third, the Quakers had to replace him defensively. Cohen Winters
Now batting number 4.
now playing first base. And while I am certainly not the most well-versed individual when it comes to the OHSAA rule book, Keegan Wolford, who has one of 2 RBIs in this game, swings, bounces it foul down the third base line. So Wolford, 1 for 1 today with an RBI. His team, John Glenn, leading New Philly 2-0, top of the fourth. Next pitch from Evans, bounces in the dirt, count 1-2. Wolford briefly out of the box, right-hand side, steps back in, the 1-2 pitch, and that hits Wolford. So he'll reach base, leading off in the top of the fourth inning.
Number 6, Jensen Perry.
That'll bring the left fielder Jensen Perry to the plate. Perry reached on an infield single in his first at bat off of starting pitcher Jackson Norris. Evans' first pitch to him. Low for a ball. One of the things you have to like about the effort Brady's giving you on the mound is when he's missing in the strike zone and the throw over to first base is going to get away, that's going to allow Wolford to hustle down to second. So for the Quakers, that becomes their second error of the afternoon. But on the positive side, Brady's effort on the mound, when he's missing low. And there's a bunt that's going to go back to Evans. He'll field it. Nobody covering at first, but hustling over just in time is Adi. And it looked like he had a late break to the bag, but the sacrifice bunt moves Wolford to third. And back to the top of the Little Muskies lineup. Reed Howard, who has lined out and flown out to C.C. Carruthers in center in both of his at-bats. Runner at third and swinging and missing at the foul as that ball bounds third base side. Howard asking for time. Certainly the kind of guy, Howard, that you want in your leadoff spot. Good speed, good ability to swing the bat. Evans missing low and inside. 1-1 on Howard. Evans gets the sign from Jack Range and the 1-1 pitch. And that hits off of Howard's helmet and bounces to the back. So 2 hit batters in the inning.
Now batting number 5, Caden McDonald.
And with the speed that Howard possesses and his solid base running abilities, you can almost guarantee that he's going to be on the run here. Caden McDonald coming to the plate. First pitch, a ball. Indeed, Howard does steal second base, so now runners at second and third. So John Glenn trying to expand on what is already a 2-run lead at 2-0. Catcher Jack Range has one of the straps on the back of his chest protector come loose, and he'll get time. Run over to the dugout. Have that challenge, if you will, corrected. That ball bounced to McBride. He'll look the runner back at second. Throw on to first for the out, but Wolford does score. And that makes it 3-0 John Glenn.
Number 3, Zane Townsend.
Howard has to remain at second. Now to bring Zane Townsend to the plate. Townsend, 1 for 2 today. He has struck out in an infield single, allowing him to reach and a run scored. Slow roller to short. McBride fields, fires on to first base in time to retire John Glenn in the top of the 4th inning, but not before the Muskies pick up a run. After 3.5, John Glenn leading New Philadelphia 3-0 with Big Z and the sports voice of the Valley.
Family owned and operated for more than 50 years, Dover Brake specializes in sales and service of everything involving automotive and heavy-duty brakes, along with a vast selection of truck parts and accessories. They also offer alignment, custom U-bolt bending, industrial sandblasting, bonding, and more. And now, you can find the parts you're searching for with a complete in-store inventory updated regularly at DoverBrakeInc.com. Safely shop and pay online and have your purchase delivered, or pick it up at Dover Brake, Route 250 in Strasburg, online at DoverBrakeInc.com.
This is Nathan Kemp with Kemp Insurance. Contact us today for all your auto, home, farm, and commercial insurance needs. We're proud to have been your local hometown agents for over 35 years and look forward to helping you see the difference local agents can make for you. Kemp Insurance on East High Avenue in New Philadelphia.
This is Don Kemp with Kemp Insurance. Whether it's repair work from a fender bender, the after effects of a powerful storm, or a life-changing moment like a house fire, Kemp Insurance is here to provide unmatched customer service. Kemp Insurance, your local hometown agents for over 35 years.
H&M Collision is conveniently located just off the boulevard in Dover and invites you to experience their unmatched customer service the next time you're in need of collision repair. H&M Collision will offer the highest standards in the industry, using state-of-the-art equipment to complete each repair by the book, never compromising on quality and keeping your safety and satisfaction their top priority. When you need premium auto body services, trust H&M Collision, where you're treated like family.
High school baseball today from Big Z and the Sports Voice of the Valley. The bottom of the fourth inning. Ready to happen. The Quakers trailing John Glenn 3-0. Quakers have yet to score. Low Muskies did not score in the first, but have put single runs on the board in the second, third, and fourth innings to take the lead. New pitcher on the mound for John Glenn.
Leading off for the Quakers, we got number 15, Kane.
Mikey Seeley, a lefty, a sophomore. For the Quakers, leading off in the bottom of the fourth inning, Kane Oddie, who reached in his first at-bat, back in the second on a walk against the starter, the freshman, Zayden McDonald. Seeley's first pitch high for a ball. Kane, one of a number of seniors on this team. Just a slightly open stance from the right-hand side. The 1-0 pitch, high outside, ball 2. Kane, a part of a sequence in the second inning where the Quakers would load the bases with nobody out, but could not take advantage of that and score runs. The next pitch, a called strike, 2-1. Kane Oddie. Seeley, a left-hander. Pitches, that pitch high. The strike zone from our home plate umpire today really has been pretty consistent. Doesn't have a real big strike zone and has been consistent with it both sides throughout the day. A swing and a miss by Oddie as he took a big rip at 3-1 as the count now runs full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Seeley checking in with Cameron, his battery mate, the 3-2 pitch, and Oddie swings and misses.
Next up, number 18, Jack Range.
Quakers have not scored a run, 4 left on base, and 2 errors so far. Jack Range, like Oddie before him, walked in his first at-bat. A breaking ball from Seeley high for a ball. Jack's dad, Ryan, a former Quaker baseball head coach. The next pitch. They appealed the call, and the base umpire said he did not swing. 2-0. Jack, a 10th grader, using a good eye, has now worked himself way ahead of the count at 3-0. Seeley ready, the lefty's pitch. Outside, ball 4. So Jack has batted twice, reached twice on a pair of walks.
Now batting number 8, Cohen Winters.
So Cohen Winters, who began the game as the DH, now the first baseman, and we were kind of talking about that when Cohen was inserted defensively in the game. I think what happens when you do that is you lose your DH for the game. We will have to get a baseball rules authoritarian. Winters, a fly ball into left field. hustling in. That ball falls in, so the left fielder made a good effort to get to it, but appeared to glance off the top of his glove. Jensen Perry and range into second. Winters at first, and the Quakers again with runners in scoring position. And see if they can take advantage of it this time around. Cam Wright, who ripped one to right field, but it was caught out there by Shoemate. And his first at bat, swings at one down in the dirt. That'll bounce to the backstop, allowing both runners to advance. Range to third base. Winters to second.
Take it off, 5. Let's go.
You'd like to be a part of what is a vastly improved facility here at the newly named Jim Watson Field. That ball hit and foul down the third baseline, and Jack Range had to jump out of the way of that one so he didn't get hit. But you can make a contribution by going to npturf.com. That's npturf.com. Multiple ways to make a donation if you'd like to do that. 0-2 the count on Wright. The pitch, again foul down the third baseline. Well, Seeley, kind of your typical lefty, if you will, throws a lot of breaking stuff out there, does the 10th grader. Oh, and 2 on Cam Wright. That pitch fouled. Looks like it's going to get out of play, and it does behind home plate. So Wright battling, despite being down in the count at 0-2. Seeley gets a sign from Cameron. The pitch, another breaking ball. A slow roller to third. Throw. Well, the field umpire, and that's the problem when you have the 2-umpire system as opposed to 3. The infield umpire did not see it. The home plate umpire then made the call and said safe. Scoring from third on the play was Jack Range, cutting the John Glenn lead to 3-1. And 24th year head coach for John Glenn, Brad Barclay. I don't think he's real happy with that call, looking for an explanation. So Wright on at first. On the RBI, infield single, making it 3-1, and that'll bring Brooks Bezzosi to the plate.
Now batting for your Quakers, number 10, Brooks Bezzosi.
Brooks, a 10th grader, flew out to center field in his first at-bat in the bottom of the second. Seeley, the lefty, in his first inning of work for the Little Muskies. Breaking pitch way high and outside. Going Winters at second. Cam Wright at first. 1 out, bottom of the fourth. The next pitch, that's down low in the dirt. And a nice job by Cameron of keeping that in front of him. But initially he didn't know it was in front of him. Turned to look over his shoulder. Then I think somebody from that Little Muskies first base dugout said it's at your feet. The 2-0, a called strike. After Bezzosi, back to the top of the Quaker lineup with junior center fielder C.C. Carruthers waiting on deck. The 2-1 pitch, a breaking ball down low, 3-1. Well, one of the things that you have to remember when you're watching weekend high school baseball, Seeley's 3-1, called strike, count full. And this is no knock on Sealy or Jackson Norris or anybody else, but the top pitchers, as it generally works, pitch in the conference of the league games. So they aren't pitching on the weekend. Bezzosi hits a fly ball to right. Shoemake going to make the catch. The runners will have to stay where they are. With now 2 outs in the inning, and C.C. Carruthers, who has struck out and walked in his 2 at-bats. Here now in the top of the 4th inning. It has warmed up since the game started. Now, I'm not telling you it's tropical or anything, but compared to the 38 it was at noon, it's better. C.C. Carruthers, fly ball into left center, going to the wall, and Reed Howard dives, can't make it. That could clear the bases for the Quakers. Scoring is Cohen Winters, and around the bag and in, Cam Wright, and we are tied at 3 on the 2-run double in deep left center by C.C. Carruthers. Howard made a tremendous effort out there to get to the ball, just couldn't quite hang on, and the Quakers make it a 3-3 contest in the bottom of the 4th inning. Now to bring Braylon McBride to the plate. McBride's got the ball in the bat both times against the starting pitcher, McDonald, but has flown out. Breaking ball, base hit into center field. Carruthers will hit third, and that ball gets past Howard for an error, and in safely to second is McBride. And Carruthers scores, gives New Philadelphia a 4-3 lead as this 4th inning has become a 4-run Quaker inning.
For the Quakers, number 22, Owen Courtney.
So the single and the RBI for McBride. The error on the center fielder allows him to advance to second. Now to bring Owen Courtney to the plate. 4-3 Quakers, bottom of the 4th inning. Sealy will turn and look McBride, who certainly got good speed out there at second, back to the bag. The next pitch, a little bit high to Owen Courtney. Interestingly enough, Courtney, like Braylon McBride before him, had batted twice against McDonald. Both flew out to center in their first at-bat. Both flew out to right in their next at-bat. That ball smacked back to Sealy. He will field it, throw on to first to end the Quakers' 4th inning, but not before the black and red score 4 times. After 4, New Philadelphia 4, John Glenn 3, with Big Z Sports and the sports voice of the Valley.
Whether you're looking for a little extra income on the side or an exciting full-time career with endless potential for advancement, our local McDonald's has an opportunity for you. Flexible schedules, competitive pay, fun perks, and a supportive team environment are all part of the package. A job at McDonald's is one of a kind, just like you. Wherever you are in life, you can find a meaningful career at McDonald's, and it comes with a side of whatever makes you happy. Apply online at mcdonalds.com today.
Ever get a free quote that costs you $100 or a limited time offer that actually doesn't end? Here at Dover Philly Heating and Cooling, we skip the drama. No hidden fees, no fine print. Just honest folks helping you find the right HVAC system. So if you're in need of information for a new furnace, AC, or HVAC product, call me, Diana, at Dover Philly Heating and Cooling, your local trained comfort specialist in downtown Dover, 330-343-5511. Available 24/7 since 1981.
You've got the goals and Subway brings the power. Introducing new protein pockets, the ultimate grab-and-go win. A wheat tortilla loaded with hand-chopped veggies, bold sauces, and over 20 grams of protein, all for just $3.99. Choose your favorite powerhouse combination: Baja chicken, peppercorn ranch chicken, Italian trio, or turkey and ham. Protein pockets from your local Subway. Eat fresh, feel good.
4 innings in the baseball history books at the newly named Jim Watson Field at Tom Farbizo Stadium, New Philadelphia, leading John Glenn 4-3. As the Little Muskies come to the plate in the top of the 5th inning, Carter Murray, their designated hitter, to lead things off, had to be joined by former Quaker baseball player, former Quaker head coach on the baseball side, Ryan Range. Coach, now when you were coaching, when you were playing, would you have liked the facility to look like this?
Yeah, I think, yeah, absolutely would have. Boy, what a great facility we have now, Bill. Just amazing. You know, I was out on the field before the game for the ceremony, and looking back this way, it's just an incredible difference. Just amazing to see all these new improvements. Yeah, it would have been nice. It would have been nice to play on it, too. Back when I played, it was all dirt. Infield was all dirt, believe it or not. So,
lots of changes, to be sure. And I guess kind of exciting, you know, as a dad and as a parent, you know, to see your son have an opportunity to play in a facility like this.
Yeah, that's pretty cool to see. You know, I try to explain to him, you know, what it was before, you know, and just how thankful he should be and the rest of the team should be for the people that have made these improvements happen, and just how lucky they are to play on a field and in a facility like this.
The DH, Carter Murray at the plate. The count currently 3-1. Evans' next pitch to him. Grounded to third. Courtney Fields throw on to first base and not fielded cleanly, so Murray will reach on, I'm no official score, but we'll probably call that an error. Now, when it comes to the facilities and the improvements, certainly great things, but now Mr. Range has got multiple hats on. He's got the dad hat on. He's got the former Quaker head coach hat on. He's got the principal hat on as a principal at New Philadelphia High School. How is the school year 2025 and 2026 gone so far?
It's been a great year. We have a phenomenal senior class, a lot of good leaders in the senior class. And when you have that, it just makes for a really good year. We've had a lot of good, you know, school spirit. It's been pretty high this year. So it's been a great year. It's hard to believe we're wrapping it up already, though. You know, I have graduation here in a couple months, and, you know, prom's coming up. So spring's always a busy time. It's an exciting time. But, yeah, overall it's been a very good year.
Owen Edwards at the plate. I think we might have had a runner in at first base. Home plate umpire out, changing his scorecard. Edwards so far today has walked and grounded out. Evans ready on the mound, showing bunting that ball foul. And, of course, as you're well aware, Ryan, phase 2, as they get ready to do that in terms of the fundraising, hoping to have a significant turf through the infield part, you know, when they get to that number in terms of dollars raised to make all that happen. The count, 0-1. Again, the bunt, and that's bunted foul, 0-2.
Yeah, I think that's the next big push, is to get turf on the field here. And, you know, it's just so lucky to live in a community with such generous people and people that want to take care of our kids and give back to our kids in our school. So just like I said, very lucky for people like that. I got to give a shout out to, let's see this pitch here.
The 0-2 pitch.
That's two. That should
McBride
be two.
grabs it, steps on second, throw on to first. In time, a 6-3 double play. Go ahead with your shout out.
Yeah, you know, there's just some people that were integral in making this happen. Without these people, it never would have happened. So, you know, you got Kelly Ricklick, of course, Tom Farbizo, Jeff Miller, Mitch Pace. You know, those are the 4 that come to mind. And there's others, too. There's many others, too. And if I forgot them, I apologize. But, you know, it's just that's a good hit.
Cameron singles into left field. Go ahead.
Those people have just been truly incredible. You know, just going out to the community, raising the funds, just them being so intentional with this whole plan and in the process to get things done. It's just I can't begin to tell you how thankful I am for those people.
Ryan, you grew up here and have essentially, maybe except for college, spent your whole life here. That ball grounded to McBride at second, to throw on to second in time to end the inning. And we'll keep things here for a second before we take a timeout. But I guess I've been shocked in the 20-plus years that I've lived here now. You talk, Ryan, about how generous people are. I mean, just sitting here looking at this baseball field, and I can look over and see that Ferris wheel that worked all year last year. I mean, we're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars within our eyesight that people reach to out of their own pockets.
It's incredible, isn't it?
It really is.
We live in a community like no other. I know people say that over and over and over again, but it's true. And there's nowhere else that I would ever want to live other than New Philadelphia, and it's because of the experiences that I had here and the people that made those experiences happen, and that continues to happen for the next generation of kids that come up through. And yeah, it's just great to see. I'm just extremely proud of our community and the people in it.
We'll take a timeout, come back with the bottom of the fifth inning. Mr. Range thinks he's going somewhere. He's not. We're going to keep him here in the bottom of the fifth inning. We've got it in his contract. But we'll come back.
Whatever you need, Bill.
We'll come back and tell you more. Quakers leading 4-3 with Big Z in the sports voice of the Valley.
Feeling uneasy about your finances? Your credit union can help. I'm Katie Steinebry, a certified financial counselor at Dover Philly, and I can help you get back on track financially. Whether you are trying to establish a budget or rebuild credit, I can help. All discussions are confidential and free of charge with your credit union membership. Call Dover Philly today at 330-364-8874 and ask for Katie. At Dover Philly Federal Credit Union, we're people helping people. It's how we thrive together. Join us today. Federally insured by NCUA.
If you're planning a major concrete project, you need the help of Stocker Concrete Company. From precast concrete products to ready-mix concrete, sand, gravel, limestone, and concrete block, the professionals at Stocker Concrete can help you get started and keep you on the path to completion using the best materials you can find. Stocker Concrete is the concrete material provider you can count on. See them at 7574 Route 36, Janaden-Hutton, or call 740-254-4626.
Bottom of the fifth inning at newly named Jim Watson Field at Tom Farr Bezos Stadium. New Philadelphia leading 4-3. Brady Evans to lead things off. Joined by New Philadelphia High School Principal Ryan Range. And as far as the game of baseball, Ryan, from when you played for the Quakers to when you were the head coach for the Quakers, now you've got a son playing for the Quakers. Are there big differences in the high school game or not so much?
Not much. The main difference I think is the bats. To be quite honest, the bats have changed over the course of the years.
You could probably, based on what you've invested in your daughter to play volleyball and your son to buy baseball, but you could have had even a nicer vehicle.
I got to see if Ryan Swales is hiring down at Dick's because I got to get another job. So, no, it's, we have two kids, and daughter obviously, she loves volleyball, and Jack loves baseball, so we invested a lot of our time and resources into those two things, and you know what, I wouldn't want it any other way. So, but you know what else has changed, Bill, is what the kids call the drip. They got the sliding mitts, and they got the ankle pads, and they got all that stuff that they wear, and we didn't have any of that stuff. We just showed up with our cleats, and that was it.
Well,
and that was it.
They also utilize words that we don't even really know what they mean.
That's right.
Evans singles into left field, leading off the bottom of the fifth inning.
They do these celebrations at second base after doubling. I think Coach Tidrick would have kicked our butts if we did something like that.
He may be listening right now, agreeing with that while he's fishing in Tennessee somewhere.
Yep. So.
Yeah, I stay up to date with the lingo. As you know, my son-in-law is the youth minister at First Christian Church in New Philadelphia, so he tries to keep me updated on the lingo the kids use.
It's changing every day, let me tell you.
Yeah, and
I try to stay up with it too. Usually when I say something, they'll laugh at me. I'm like 2 weeks behind, so yeah, it's fun.
Evans is on the move, and he'll be in standing second base with a steal. So the Quakers, a day off tomorrow, but then right back into OCC play Monday. It's a change of the original schedule. The game with Lexington will be here. Cainati at the plate and called strike on the breaking ball from Sealy.
Yeah, we get right into league play. It doesn't, not a whole lot of prep time right before we get into Lexington. I think we got Monday and Tuesday, and it's a good league. OCC is really competitive, and there's a shot.
There's a base hit into right field. Rounding third is Evans. He will score, and the Quakers lead moves to 2, 6-4 on the RBI single off the bat of Cainati.
That's good. Good to see from your senior there. One of your senior hitters.
Next up, number 18, Jack Range.
So now we'll hear the dad part of this, because I'll try and give play-by-play, not ask him questions while his son's batting. But Jack has reached base both at bats, a couple of walks, a run scored for the sophomore. On the run, throw down to second base, not going to be in time.
All right, so now it's 1-0. If I was still coaching in the Little League, I'd say if you let a fastball go by, you're on the bench here with a runner in scoring position.
Trying to separate the roles between dad, coach, principal. It's a challenge, the 1-0 pitch. And this lefty that came in relief for John Glenn, Ryan, and you've forgotten more about baseball, as they say, than I know, but kind of your typical lefty, a lot of breaking stuff.
A lot of spinners here. He's really, that's a shot.
Line drive just grabbed to throw back to second base, not in time. A good rip by Jack Range, but caught out at second.
That was a good one to swing at.
Nice rip, Jack.
6-3, Quakers leading. Bottom of the fifth inning. That'll bring Cohen Winters to the plate. Now, this is why, one of the many reasons, of course, but I'm glad you're here. I have a rules question for you.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. What you got?
Swing by Cohen. And gets away from the catcher, was not a foul ball, so advancing to third is Cainati. So, Cohen began the game as our designated hitter. We put him in defensively. Does that mean we lose the designated hitter for the game?
Yes, he's out, I believe. The DH is done.
Okay, that's kind of what I thought. Next pitch, down in the dirt, 1-1. Cohen is gone. 1 for 2 today, a single and a run scored. Sealy going to check in with his battery mate Cameron behind the plate. The 1-1 pitch, a swing and a miss.
Another good spot for a senior here.
Is JO volleyball going on right now? Ooh. Winters, line drive to left field, and that is going to be foul.
Yeah, we're in the midst of JO volleyball right now.
So is your lovely wife April watching volleyball while you're watching baseball?
No, she's here today. It was a weekend off at JO.
Okay, there you go.
They went to St. Louis 2 weekends ago.
Oh, my.
So we're all over the place for volleyball.
Again, looking for that backup job.
Yeah.
Line drive, base hit into left field. The Quakers will score to build that lead now. Once again.
Another senior stepping up there. Big hit.
Hottie scoring off the base hit from Cohen Winters. Quakes up 6-3. A visit to the mound. Did you go to the Arch while you were in St. Louis?
Well, the girls did. I didn't make the trip to St. Louis.
Okay. That's called cost cutting.
I think we rock, paper, scissors that one. So, yeah. I think they stayed right beside it, though.
Now, there's going to be a change in terms of who's on the mound. And back to when you were the head coach, again, switch hats for us. When you're on one of the weekend games, does the role the pitchers play in terms of guys you might utilize in conference or league play, does that change what you're doing in terms of changing pitchers with a number of pitches you can throw and things along those lines?
Yeah, of course you don't throw your 1 or your 2 usually on weekends, and sometimes it could be your 3 or 4. If that's the case, you could potentially need those guys in the week for league games. So just like today, I'm assuming Coach Weisel's going to use Jackson Norris during the week sometime, so he really limited, I don't know what his pitch count was, whether it was 40 or 50 or whatnot. So, yeah, you really got to take that into account and factor those pitches in, and that's a game within itself there, is just trying to manage your pitchers and making sure that, you know, you don't burn them out on a Saturday when you got a Lexington on a Monday or Tuesday. So,
And having said that, and you're going to think I'm being sarcastic, which occasionally I am, but when you were the head coach, had they instituted pitch count then?
So when I was coaching, I believe it was 10 innings a week, I think is what it was.
Okay.
There was not a pitch count. 10 innings per week, I believe, is what the rule was. That seems like forever ago, Bill.
You did a pretty good job, though. You guys went to the regionals, and
well, I had good players. I had John Stevenson, Will McEwen, Trent Bird, Kyle Witter. Had some really good players. Adam Hirschberger, Dean von der Heide. Just some pretty good players. The Parsons twins. So yeah, we made a good run in 2009. We get to the regional semis. We got beat by Canal Winchester down at Gant Memorial Stadium in Zanesville. So I think that was a 9-inning game. So yeah, it was good.
Cam Wright, who had an infield single and an RBI in his last at-bat. The new pitcher, Rocco Sabino, a right-hander, and a called strike. Now, you probably got to have an extra coach just dedicated to doing pitch count and things along those lines.
Game Changer's a blessing. Game Changer, if you keep Game Changer, it keeps it all for you.
The next pitch fouled back and out of play. So it's 0-2. Quakers.
Hey, you know, that's another thing that changed, Bill, is you hear Coach Wise over there yelling out numbers. Everybody's got wristbands now. I don't know what the heck I was thinking. I could have done that a long time ago and not worried about signs and going through a bunch of signals.
0-2 on Cam Wright.
That's through. Nope.
Nice job at second base, fielding and firing on to first base. Owen Edwards. That allows Winters to go to second, but now 2 outs in the inning.
The other thing, too, is you see all these catchers wearing the earpieces. They're all mic'd up now, which makes the game a little bit...
I'll tell you what it makes it, is it makes it expensive.
Expensive, yeah. Although I do think those are just Walmart walkie-talkies.
Really?
I think so.
That may explain why sometimes they don't work. Walmart.
That'd be great.
Winters has to dive back into the bag.
Asked Jack if he could talk back. He said, no, they don't let me. He won't tell me what they tell him, though.
You're thinking to yourself, I used to be a head coach.
I can probably gather what they're saying, so.
Brooks Bozzozzi, 0-2, getting his first varsity start out in right field today. Next pitch, a called strike.
My son and Brooks played baseball for years together when they were young. It's great to see Brooks here today, getting his first varsity start.
What about your director of athletics, Hollywood Ricky Neff, over to our right with these wraparound sunglasses on?
The one and only. In shorts. He said he was getting a little warm with his hoodie on. He might have to take it off.
Unbelievable. Foul ball, first base side. It's grabbed, and the Quakers retired in the bottom of the 5th inning, but not before they score a couple of more times.
Yep.
Ryan, thank you so much. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you maybe later in the season.
That sounds great. Thanks a lot.
After 5 innings, the Quakers leading 6-3 with Big Z and the sports voice of the Valley.
Cush Financial Group has been proudly serving the community's financial needs for over 35 years. The team at Cush Financial follows an industry-leading service model with a unique approach and fiduciary responsibilities associated with their board-certified financial planner. With over 75 years of combined experience, the advisors at Cush Financial Group are here to help you achieve your financial goals. Contact their office at 330-308-8700 or visit their website at cushfinancial.com to see about scheduling your free consultation today. Securities and investment advisory services offered through Independence Capital Company Incorporated, member FINRA SIPC.
At Harts's Quality Housing, we believe a home is where families grow, memories are made, and futures are built. For 47 years, we've stood by the values that matter most: honesty, trust, and a commitment to our community. Our goal is to provide affordable, reliable housing solutions. We don't just build homes, we invest in the future by supporting local student athletes and the schools that shape tomorrow's leaders. Whether it's on the field or in the classroom, we're proud to stand with our youth and the families who cheer them on. Hartzell's Quality Housing, built on trust, committed to community.
New Philadelphia Quaker baseball with Big Z and the Sports Valley as what has turned out to be a sunny Saturday afternoon after what was a cloudy, chilly start to this game and the historic pregame ceremonies where the field was named after former Quaker head baseball coach Jim Watson and the stadium named after former Quaker athletic director Tom Farbizo, both who were here to be a part of those pregame ceremonies. Rocco Sabino leading things off. The right-handed hitter. Continuing to face Quaker pitching. That ball fouled off, and that'll get into the stands. Brady Evans continuing to fire it up for the Quakers. So the Quakers were held scoreless in the first, second, and third innings, but scored 4 in the fourth, 2 in the just concluded fifth, and lead it 6-3. The 0-2 pitch from Evans, grounded to short. Braylon McBride will field, have to hurry to throw to first base in time. So 1 out in the top of the 6th inning.
Now batting number 6.
That'll bring the left fielder Jensen Perry to the plate. Perry, 1 for 1 today, reached on an infield single and put down a sacrifice bunt in his last at bat. Evans' first pitch to him. To short, that'll kick off McBride's glove. And Perry will reach on the Quaker error, and that is one thing certainly that Coach Weisel wanted to be working on. We have that as the 4th error. Now, we are not official scorers, obviously, but that'll send things back to the top of the order with Little Muskie's talented senior center fielder Reed Howard. A big bouncer to second. Hottie will field, throws on to first. Not in time. And this is, we will go back and look at our scorebook, but boy, some type of John Glenn record for infield singles. Perry advancing to second on that play. So John Glenn trying to battle back in as McDonald comes to the plate and swings and misses. McDonald today, 0 for 3, has grounded out a pair of times and popped out to short right field. Swings and misses at that first offering. It's 0-1. Evans ready, and the pitch. Called strike 2. Looking back, the runner at second, Perry. Evans a swing and a miss, and a big strikeout by Brady Evans leaves the runners where they were at first and second, and now 2 outs in the inning. Now to bring Zane Townsend to the plate. Townsend, the first baseman for John Glenn, 1 for 3 in this Game 1 matchup for both teams. Reached on an infield single and has scored a run for the visitors from Muskingum County, and swings, and that ball fouled. 0-1. Evans coming set, checks the runner at second, throws back to second. And they're safely diving back in the left fielder for John Glenn and Jensen Perry. Evans, a big 6'2" frame on the mound, sends the pitch plateward, outside for a ball. Quakers up by 3 in the top of the 6th inning, 6-2-3. That ball lifted on a fly, left field side, but foul and out of play. Evans ahead of the count at 1-2. The pitch, a swing, and a miss. The throw to first base in time. That'll get the Quakers out of the 6th inning. We head for the bottom of the 6th. New Philly 6, John Glenn 3 with Big Z and the sports voice of the Valley.
When it comes to protecting what matters most, trust the team at Grandview Exterior Systems. Established in 2016, they specialize in commercial, industrial, and residential roofing, handling everything from repairs and replacements to full restorations and ongoing maintenance. At Grandview Exterior Systems, their mission is simple: create peace of mind for every client while setting the standard for safety, quality, and efficiency in construction. Visit them at 2230 Township Road 415 in Dundee. Call 330-275-1807 or learn more at GrandviewExteriorSystems.com. Grandview Exterior Systems. They have you and your roof covered.
PAC Drilling, a family-owned and operated company since 2005 in Bolivar, takes pride in being an economic oil and gas drilling company. PAC's objective is to contribute to American energy independence through profitable development, operation, and marketing of oil and natural gas wells. PAC also employs operating technicians to oversee each and every well drilled to maximize its productivity and longevity. Contact PAC Drilling at pacdrilling.com.
We're in the bottom of the 6th inning from Tom Farr Bezos Stadium at Jim Watson Field. Newly named today in pregame ceremonies. I'm Bill Morgan. Happy to have you along for Quaker Baseball today. Be sure to check out the Big Z Sports Facebook page for our ongoing thoughts on our coverage of both high school baseball, softball, and track and field throughout the course of the season. For the Quakers, here in the bottom of the 6th inning, it will be 1, 2, and 3 in Tyler Weisel's batting order. Leadoff hitter, C.C. Carruthers, Quaker center fielder, the shortstop, Braylon McBride, and the third baseman, Owen Courtney. Carruthers 1 for 2 on the afternoon. A double, a couple of RBIs, and a run scored for the talented junior center fielder. For the Quakers, and what they're hoping will be their final at-bat of the afternoon. Sabino in his 2nd inning of relief work for visiting John Glenn. For both teams, their first game of the season. New Philadelphia a year ago, 14-8 on the campaign. John Glenn went 7-19. First pitch to Carruthers, missing outside for a ball. The second pitch appeared to miss outside, but the umpire called it a strike, 1-1. CC pops it up, foul. Third base line will go out of play beyond the new Quaker dugout. Third base side and new dugouts both sides of the field. Third base line, the home dugout for the Quakers, and first base side for John Glenn. The 1-2 pitch. Grounded to first. I don't know if anyone's going to get over there to cover it. And the throw just in time as Sabino got over there just in time to cover the bag and get the speedy Carruthers, who was hustling down the first base line.
Now batting number 2, Braylon McBride.
That'll bring the shortstop, Braylon McBride, to the plate. Braylon today, 1 for 3, a single and an RBI. Coming after a pair of flyouts, takes a called strike from Sabino, the right-hander. Sabino checking in with the catcher, Cameron. That pitch inside for a ball. 1-1. McBride glancing out towards Sabino on the Joe Watson Field mound to the 1-1 pitch. Grounded into left field. That's a base hit. Braylon hustling around first base. Kind of took one of those Jose Ramirez turns around first base. Thought about going for second and stayed right where he was at.
22, Owen Courtney.
That'll bring Owen Courtney to the plate. Owen 0 for 3 today. A ground out. Yeah. And a couple of flyouts. 1 on, 1 out. Bottom of the 6th inning for the Quakers. The throw to first base. Driving McBride back to the bag. The Sabino throw to first. Have to be joined by New Philadelphia Director of Athletics, Ricky Neff, and you're into sports all over the place today, Mr. Neff. I don't yet a daughter playing softball or volleyball, and this is your break in between sporting events, and Owen Courtney hit right in the back, so the Quakers will have runners on first and second. So all sports all the time for you today.
Yeah, we started off this morning with little JO volleyball out at Huggins. We got baseball here now for a little bit. Beautiful day for opening day down here, dedication to the stadium, and then some youth softball tonight up in Columbiana County.
Well, nothing better than spending your Saturday evening in Columbiana County.
A beautiful facility.
I'm sure it is. Brady Evans at the plate. Sabino coming set on the mound. And the first pitch, called strike, throw down to third, not in time. The Quakers had the double steal on McBride to third, Courtney to second. And we talked with Mr. Range about this a couple of innings ago, Ricky, but certainly another expansion in terms of quality for Quaker athletics with this baseball field.
Yeah, I tell you what, Kelly Ricklick, Tom Farbizo, all the people that have worked so hard out here on the stadium. I mean, what a beautiful facility. We've got bleachers now down here, beautiful, backdrop. Field's in great shape. They put crushed brick on it this year too. Just wonderful.
1 ball, 1 strike on Brady Evans, who's done a nice job, the junior has, out of the Quaker bullpen today. Sabino checking in with Cameron behind the plate. Good speed on the base paths for the Quakers, trying to expand a 3-run lead. Fly ball into right center field. Shoemate drops it out in right center. 1 run will score for the Quakers. They're going to try and score a second. Here comes the throw to the plate, and they got him at the plate. But the Quakers do score on the RBI base hit by Brady Evans. And I know from you and I were texting, trying to get me a little bit ready for this game the other day. You had a chance to meet the new superintendent the other day.
Yeah, she stopped by. She did a tour of the buildings yesterday. Stopped down, just talked for a couple minutes. Went to the board meeting on Wednesday this week where she was officially hired. So, excited to get to work with her too. Going to miss Amy, obviously, as she heads into her new role down at Indian Valley. But, change and we'll, kind of adapt and see what's new.
Kane Oddie at the plate. The Quakers up 7-3, and this was a game at one point in time, Rick, in terms of X's and O's of baseball. The Quakers were down 3-0, but Brady's done a good job out of the bullpen. The Quakers got the bats rolling.
Yeah, I showed up here, and they started coming alive. I don't know if this is me or...
Here we go. But you got to take the credit, right? When if you've shown up and they've blown a 3-run lead, then I'm sure certain people, no names, please, would be giving you the business later.
Well, I wouldn't take blame for that one. Just for this, I'll take credit.
That's the way that goes. Adi ready, right-handed batter's box. Sabino's pitch to him. Inside a ball. Kane today on the afternoon is 1 for 2, a single and an RBI, and a run scored. Also reached base on a walk. Now, you quickly corrected me the other day when I saw you here at the baseball stadium. I said, your first year as athletic director is about over. You said, I've got 3 months to go.
Yeah, I mean, we're in the heart of it right now. I mean, it's been a wet spring so far for us of cancellations of scrimmages and reschedules. And, softball got canceled up on the hill last night and today due to cold temperatures and, wet field and stuff up there. So, to have this down here today is fantastic. Glad we were able to get this in for opening day.
2-1 the count on Kane Adi. And the pitch, that's down low. That one gets away, but unable to advance. Is Evans at second? Adi on to first, so you know what? Whether you're Kane Adi or anybody else, if you're on base 3 times and 4 at-bats, you'll take that every time. That'll bring Jack Range to the plate. Jack today has reached base twice himself. 2 walks and a run scored. Jack only a sophomore in his second year as a starter at the varsity level. First pitch, a swing and a miss. Jack had a big rip at that one. As you look ahead, and I know you've got 3 months to go in year number 1. As you look ahead to year number 2, what are the things you're looking forward to? Oh, I thought that was my phone.
My phone fell through the bleachers, I think. We're down below.
Uh-oh.
I have to go looking around for that.
Somebody call Kelly Ricklick. But as you look ahead to year number 2, what are some of the things that are on the plate? What are you already planning for in terms of the 2026-2027 school year?
Not a lot of changes. It's been interesting for me just learning the, scheduling process and how to, find schools to play games. And, it's tough when you have successful sports like we do around here, sometimes to find other teams that want to come and play you. And, pretty much that's what we're working on right now. There's not a lot of other changes and stuff that's going on. Hopefully for the baseball field here, I know their goal is to get some turf down here for next year and, change this facility up. And then other than that, not too many other changes going on.
The count 1-1 on Jack Range. The next pitch from Sabino. Jack rips it to shortstop. It'll be fielded. The throw high and scoring. 1 run for the Quakers and a second. So the Quakers plate 2. 1 would have scored anyway on the play at first, but then the throwing error allows the second run to score. And the Quakers are now opened up in this game, a 6-run, 9-3 advantage.
Now batting number 8, Cohen Winters.
So Cohen Winters will come to the plate. 2 outs, bottom of the 6th inning. New Philadelphia, after not scoring in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, have put crooked numbers up in the 4th, 5th, and 6th. And speaking of spring weather, schedule changes already. Well, you already had multiple ones, but before the game even got played, you had to flip around what was happening with Lexington next week for baseball.
Yeah, we looked at the weather, and their AD and I kind of talked a little bit about what's the best for us for next week. And so they were supposed to come here for softball and baseball on Wednesday next week, so we moved that to Monday, which was the lowest chance of rain right now for the week. So hopefully we're able to get that game in on Monday for softball and baseball down here for both of us. And then our JV will head over there on Monday. And the plan is to play JV softball then on Wednesday and Thursday next week. But weather's not looking great for that one right now.
So did you realize when you became the director of athletics that you would also have to become a meteorologist?
Well, what's funny is my office has no windows. So in the springtime, I'm not real sure how we're supposed to see out. But, you just make some trips out and go to the bank and run around and see what we're like and then stop out here and see the guys at the park. And they're great to work with. I was out here this morning at 7:30.
Here comes the throw to the plate after that ball was singled up the middle, and Jack Range is thrown out at the plate to end the Quakers inning, but they scored 3 times, so you've got to run around and try and figure out what's going on weather-wise when it comes to spring sports.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking to Kelly last night about 11 o'clock trying to figure out, are we going to get a game in today? Because he came down and pumped, he said, about 150 gallons of water off the field last night from out here and got rid of it. And then we were back this morning about 7:30 to walk the field and see what was going to happen here. So real happy that we were able to get everybody in for 41 or 42 degrees, whatever they say it is out here. It certainly feels warmer than that with the sun out. So.
Yeah, it's a good thing, Ricky, the sun came out. So are you taking responsibility for the Quaker rally? Are you taking responsibility as well for the sun coming out?
Oh, certainly. It had everything to do with me.
Well, there you go. Mr. Neff, thank you so much. We appreciate you having us and for coming down.
Yeah, appreciate it, Bill. Thanks for having me on today, and we'll go Quakers.
New Philadelphia leading 9-3 as we head for the 7th inning with Big Z and the sports voice of the Valley.
If there's a new driver in the house, the East Central Ohio Educational Service Center is ready to help them hit the road with confidence. Through the Drive to Succeed Scholarship, eligible Ohio teens under 21 may qualify for funding to cover driver education, making it easier to get started. With flexible online learning and in-car training options, ECO ESC Driver Services helps students build skills for the road and beyond. Don't wait, start driving toward your future today. To learn more or apply, visit drivetosucceed.org or contact Trudy Lewis at trudy.lewis@ecoesc.org.
Hi, this is Jan McInturf. The past 30 years, the residents in and around the Tuscarawas County have made the call to the realtors and staff of McInturf Realty for buying and selling of residential and commercial properties. We truly live in a great community, and in all of those communities, there is nothing better than high school sports. For myself and all the agents and staff at McInturf Realty, we would like to wish all the area athletes good luck this season. And make the call to McInturf Realty, 330-364-SOLD, or find us online at McInturfRealty.net.
The top of the 7th inning has arrived at Jim Watson Field at Tom Farbizo Stadium, as it will be forever known now. Named in ceremonies before the game today for former Quaker baseball coach Jim Watson and former New Philadelphia Director of Athletics Tom Farbizo. And the Quakers are 3 outs from making it a victory in the debut of this facility. Leading things off, top of the 7th for John Glenn. Carter Mary, their designated hitter. He's reached base all 3 times today, but only one of them has been on a hit. The other 2 have been on an error. Brady Evans continuing to pitch, and he's done an outstanding job out of the bullpen. Next pitch, a swing and a miss. 1-1. Allen. Brady's job out of the bullpen for the junior has not only kept the Quakers in the game, but certainly as they built the lead, allowed them to keep the lead, and should things go well here in the 7th, win this game. 2-1 on Mary. Evans' next pitch, a called strike, 2-2. Mary reached on an infield single back in the first inning, scored a run, and reached in the next 2 at-bats on errors. The next pitch down low. The count on the scoreboard showing full. The 3-2 pitch. Fly ball deep into left field. Going back at the wall. That's going to go off the wall. Cam Wright will field it. Turn around and make a strong throw into second. That actually goes over second base. But the runner does not advance. Carter Mary, a leadoff single off of the left center field wall as Owen Edwards comes to the plate. Edwards, the second baseman for visiting John Glenn today. 0 for 2, but has reached base on a walk. Grounds it to Owen Courtney. His throw to second in time, back onto first base in time for a 5-4-3 double play. Now just one out remaining in the game. I don't know about that call at first base, but it went the Quakers' way. We'll take it.
Now batting number 18, Charlie Cameron.
For the Quakers, that's the third double play they've turned today. So the Muskies down to their final out. As catcher Charlie Cameron coming to the plate, Evans' first offering to him, sailing outside for a ball. Next pitch, a swing and a miss. The next pitch, a called strike. So the Quakers 1 strike away from wrapping this game up. Evans ready on the mound. The 0-2 pitch down low for a ball. Jack Range did a good job of keeping that out in front of him. And while you can say, well, it's not important, there's nobody on base, it is important. Because you know what? You'll want to see that later in the season when there are guys on base. The next pitch, a little high, ball 2. As you heard Athletic Director Ricky Neff saying, the Quakers back at home Monday to begin OCC play against Lexington. The 3-2 pitch. Grounded. Foul. I should say he was up in the air foul. And out of play, first base side. The count stays at 2-2. Quakers trying to win game 1 on the campaign. Evans' next pitch. And it hit Cameron, so he will go down to first.
Now batting number 11.
Now to bring up Keegan Halsey to the plate. Halsey today. 1 for 3. Swings and misses at Evans' first pitch. Cameron leading at first. The 0-1 from Evans. Called a ball outside, 1-1. Next pitch, misses a little bit low, ball 2. Quakers leading 9-3. The next pitch upstairs, ball 3. Evans sets on the mound. The 3-1 pitch. Out of the zone. Ball 4. So now runners at first and second.
Now batting number 9, Rocco Sabino.
That'll bring Rocco Sabino to the plate. Only 1 at bat so far for Sabino. He grounded out. Leading off last inning to Braylon McBride at short. The pitch, a called strike. So after John Glenn scored the first 3 runs of the game, the Quakers have run off 9 consecutive runs and lead by 6. 2 outs, top of the 7th. The next pitch, and there's where Jack Range's defensive ability behind the plate does come into focus. Keeps that ball out in front of him. So Cameron and Halsey at second and first, respectively, are unable to advance. Evans with the 1-1. Missing, ball 2. Evans, long look into the catcher, Jack Range, the 2-1 pitch. Grounded to Owen Courtney at third. He will fire on to first base in time to retire John Glenn, and the Quakers win game 1 of the season as they knock off Little Muskies 9-3. We'll come back with our post-game show next with Big Z and the sports voice of the Valley.
Every game begins with a spark. Athletes stepping onto the court, families filling the stands, and communities coming together. At Niedenthal & Company, their belief is that this spirit is what makes our communities such special places to live and grow. To all athletes in Tuscarawas, Holmes, Wayne, and Stark counties, your dedication inspires us all. Keep pushing, keep believing, and know your communities are behind you every step of the way. Niedenthal & Company wishes all athletes competing the best of luck this season.
Hey, all you Guardians and Indians fans. This is 1980 American League Rookie of the Year, Joe Charbonneau. I will be at Shenanigans in Dover, April 11th from 1 to 3 for a meet and greet, courtesy of the Tuscarawas County Brownsbacker T-County Boxing Academy and Shenanigans Bar and Grill. Check out Tuscarawas County Brownsbacker's Facebook page for details. Hope to see you there.
New Philadelphia winning today in Game 1 of the 2026 season as they knock off John Glenn 9-3 for the visiting Little Muskies. It was their first game of the campaign as well. They drop 2-0-1. The Quakers a day off on Sunday. Then they're right back at it coming up Monday afternoon, a 5 o'clock first pitch here at Tom Farbizo Stadium. So if you haven't got a chance to check out the great improvements that the Baseball Now and Forever Committee, with the community's help, has raised money and done, please be sure to come and check it out. We'll take one final timeout on our post-game show, come back and run down some of the final numbers from today's contest. New Philadelphia knocking off John Glenn 9-3 with Big Z and the sports voice of the Valley.
It's never too late to move forward, and Buckeye Career Center Adult Education is here to help. Our Aspire program supports adults building reading, math, and language skills, preparing for the high school equivalency test, or learning English as a second language. Classes are offered in New Philadelphia, Dover, and Berlin, or enroll in the Adult Diploma program, free for Ohioans 18 and older without a high school diploma. Gain industry-recognized credentials and a high school diploma at the same time. Start today at Buckeye Career Center. Visit buckeyecareercenter.org to learn more.
Save the date! Customer Appreciation Days are happening at Keim Home Center and Keim Mount Hope Hardware, April 13th through the 18th. Join us for a full week of celebrating you, our customers, with 10% off select items store-wide, live demos in the shop, gift card giveaways, food, and more. Visit us online at keimhome.com or follow Keim on Facebook for more details. We'll see you April 13th through the 18th for Customer Appreciation Days at Keim Home Center in Charm and Keim Mount Hope Hardware.
Welcome back into our post-game show with Big Z and the sports voice of the Valley. New Philadelphia knocking off John Glenn today, 9-3. For Coach Tyler Weisel's winning Quakers, they scored 9 runs on 9 hits, left 8 runners on base. For visiting John Glenn, 3 runs on 7 hits, and they left 10 on base. New Philadelphia 1-0 on the season. John Glenn dropping to 0-1 again. Come on out to the new Tom Farbizo Stadium here at Jim Watson Field for the Monday afternoon OCC season debut as the Quakers take on Lexington. First pitch set for 5 o'clock. Thanks to my producer on site, Marcus Clemence, and most of all, thank you for listening in this afternoon. New Philadelphia knocks off John Glenn 9-3. I'm Bill Morgan, and I'll see you at a game.
Thanks for watching this Claxon Communications production of high school sports on the Big Z Sports YouTube channel. For the latest news and scores, follow Big Z Sports on Facebook, on Twitter at @Big_Z Sports, and on Instagram. Don't miss any of the live stream coverage all season long by simply subscribing for free to Big Z Sports on our YouTube channel. For the best in high school sports coverage, there is only one Big Z Sports.